Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for session 4 of Trinity's Wake, a Mage 20th Anniversary Edition actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. To find all the sessions of this game, visit happyjacks.org/Trinity's Wake, and to find all of the shows on Happy Jacks Network, visit happyjacks.org. My name is Adam, and I am your storyteller for this particular game. Just as a reminder, we do have a content warning. There is violence in this game. There is also a lot of drinking and drug use, and we don't find a problem with that. But if that's something you don't like, you might want to tune away. But don't tune away because we're really fun. So I'd also like to remind our audience that we're using safety tools. We have visible and also invisible X cards that our players can use, or me. Actually, the GM is a player, so our players can use. And we've also generated a lines and veils document to make sure we're not going into any territory that someone's uncomfortable with. So we think safety in gaming is really important here at Happy Jacks, and we wanted you to know that we're using those tools, and we highly recommend you do as well. So let's meet our players. There.
Me. Hello, everyone. My name is Dion. I play Silver, the icon of matter, and the resident musician, charming fellow with a deep soul.
Hi, I'm Courtney, and I play Evelyn Porter, the icon of life. She likes to get real big strong and punch things on moving trains like a moving train.
Yeah.
It was very satisfying.
Good,
Highly
good.
recommend it.
Go back and watch last episode
Yeah.
if you missed it.
Uh-huh.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick. I play Alexander, the icon of entropy, and he is a real-life cowboy. Just asking.
Hi, I am Pooja, and I am playing Banu, the icon of time, who, just made new friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Friends.
just making friends wherever they go.
Yeah.
Who likes to have a good time?
Uh-huh.
All the time.
Right? Yes. So those are our PCs, and our 4 characters are our 4 heroes are members of the Mayflower Club for the advancement of epistemological, semiotical, and ontological propensity, better known as the Mayflower Club, a secret society of magic users based in 1945 Seattle. And where they are trying to establish a location of free will for magic users to pursue their own enlightenment. But let's do a little recap. In previous episodes, our heroes were at the normal Saturday swing dance party and shindig at the Carousel Room, which is their home base. And in the middle of that, there were some very disturbing images, and they found themselves transported to a location in the spirit realm where they discovered some monstrosity of a contraption that was likely to bring about a great deal of doom and death. Through magic, they discovered that this place is in White Sands, New Mexico, and our 4 heroes were selected from the 9 members of the Mayflower Club to journey to New Mexico by train and discover the threat that this contraption presented. And just as they were leaving, 2 of the members of the Mayflower Club, saying goodbye to them on the platform, began to glow with a bright yellowish green light, and
Didn't feel so good, Mr. Star.
right, yeah. And they turned to ash. So distraught over the death of Dottie Truncher, the icon of Prime, Silver attempted to stop the train, hoping that it might give them a way to go back. However, it did not hold them up long enough, and the track was eventually cleared and the train moved on, but not before Banu, walking up to the front to give a little boost to the people clearing the track, met a mysterious magic user who was wandering around the forest named Jacob. And
The forest was named Jacob?
yes,
Also?
yeah, yeah.
Pretty
The
sure that guy
forest
was a
was named
werewolf.
Jacob also.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Jacob, who is the man, and Jacob also, who is the forest. Yeah. Does that answer your question, smartass?
Yes. Thank you.
So they continued on their train journey, and sometime after switching trains in Denver, they began to become concerned as their Peter Tingle started. Sorry.
I'm too mature.
Yeah. Their spidey sense went off, and they were able to get the jump on four almost identical agents who were moving in to attack them. The men were all dressed in black fedoras with black horn-rimmed glasses and black suits with a black tie, and armed with weapons, and seemed to be coming to gun them down. Unfortunately, for those four gentlemen, who, by the way, looked almost identical except for minor variations, unfortunately for them, the group had a freight train of their own named Evelyn, and after with some other magic being used to stop them, Evelyn crushed it. Literally, and the agents were dispatched. Three of whom,
No.
one of whom was thrown overboard, likely dead. Two more, which were outright killed, and one more who was near death's door, but was revived just enough to be available for questioning. And that is where we pick back up with our intrepid heroes. So, the agent in front of you, which you have tied up and is have in the middle of your cabin, your train cabin.
As opposed to the agent in front of me.
Yeah. Clearly, I can't choose the agent in front of you. Yeah. That agent had glared at you as you all began to surround him, and just said, "You'll get nothing." And is now staring at you silently and stone-faced. What do you do?
Well, I just spent all my XP on like 4 dots in mind.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
So
wow.
I'm just
Perfect.
going to get the information.
4 dots in mind. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Just had enough to just pump right up
Yep,
there.
yep, yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah. Can I see your character sheet? Yeah. So you can see like he is still quite bruised up. You healed him enough to stabilize him, but his breathing is labored. There is sweat coming off of his brow, and he is glaring at you silently.
Well, we don't need you to speak. If we could just see what you've been up to.
He makes a snotty face at you.
Uh,
Do your worst.
son, I
you're
wouldn't.
not worth my worst.
Yes, that's Banu.
But I could try to take a peek into his past. And I want to try to find like a pivotal moment that would be the most affecting to him to
Mhm.
try to like jam my thumb on that pressure point.
Okay. All right. So, Let's see.
Tell me
Where's
where
my-
you felt.
in my character sheet.
Or I'm sorry,
Okay.
how you felt.
And remember, this is for science. So be honest.
Be honest, yeah. Okay. So it's going to take some time spheres, which is fine. I know you have plenty in that. Do you have mind?
I have 2 spheres in mind.
Okay. Do you have entropy?
I have an entropy.
Great. Okay, that's what you need. So I'm gonna say this is probably a time 3, maybe time 2. Sorry, I'll pull it up. But yeah, but I think this would be time 2. You're not trying to change anything. You're just trying to witness. So and let's see. We'll go for magic. The spheres. Okay. Past and future sight. Yeah, that's time 2. So yeah. Okay, so to be time 2 spell. And is this just you seeing it? Or are you trying to project it to the others?
I think I'll just keep this one
Yeah.
to myself for now. I've
Yeah.
traumatized the rest of the group enough for the moment.
Okay. So yeah. So time 2, mind 1, entropy 1 to find the flaw point. So this would be coincidental. So it's highest sphere plus 3 for your difficulty. So difficulty 5.
Okay.
And you can spend quintessence point for point to lower difficulty, and you can spend willpower to gain an automatic success.
I am going to spend a point of willpower.
Okay. Yes.
Just a
Yeah.
quick question.
Yeah.
Nothing refilled from last time, right?
Oh, nothing refilled from last time.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure.
Well, we did do
No.
willpower refills at the end of the last session.
Oh, we did. Yes. Yeah. So if you
didn't
had
mark those.
willpower,
I did not mark
yeah,
those. Okay, there we go.
Well, that was if you
If
did
you met any
something
of your
that-
conditions.
No,
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, no, I
okay.
didn't.
So then
No,
no,
no.
you wouldn't.
It's
I
okay.
forgot that part.
It's
I
okay.
guess it was the nature and demeanor
Okay.
conditions.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
yeah.
1, 2, 3 successes minus 1 is 2 more successes. So 3 successes total.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
That you
Yeah.
traitor die.
So I want you to take us through visually what does it seem like when Banu journeys through this guy's life? Like what visually does Banu experience, or does he experience?
I think that what happens is that I sit down in front of him, like on my knees.
Mhm.
You know how that, like, you sit with your feet underneath you and you sit down, like
Yeah.
you're kind of kneeling. He's sitting in front of me, and I reach out and just place my hands on like his wrist, like I'm taking his pulse on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
and then look directly into his eyes. And
Mhm.
as this magic starts to take a hold of us both, if you were to look directly into our eyes, they would be like silver screens.
Mm.
Like you're seeing all these little snatches of like different points.
Yeah.
And to us, it's like we're in the audience looking up as all of the stuff flashes by, until it nears the point that I want to get to. He doesn't want to get to.
Yeah.
And then it comes out from that screen and envelops us.
Okay. All right. And specific.
Kind of like
yeah.
when that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger when he comes out of the
Oh, yeah.
Last
Total
Action
Recall.
Hero.
yes,
Yeah.
last
I
action
love
hero.
that.
Oh, Last
movie.
Action Hero. Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. So we see this flash through as your mind and his mind merge together, and you go sifting through his memories, and you catch a couple of things as things flash by. One is you notice that at some point, his very very recently, his features change completely, and and not only like they change as you see him looking at himself in the mirror from what you currently see, and you you realize that his features that you're perceiving now are different from what his real features are. And you realize that there is a mind effect that's happening here that is keeping all of you seeing this sort of very generic presentation. And so as you reverse, his hair goes from like dusty blonde to like a bright red. You see freckles appear on his face. You see his eyes change from like sort of a grayish blue to a much brighter green. And then you see him as you go backwards through his life, and you see this sort of tall, lanky young boy, probably about like 13 or 14, and you and you reach a point where you see an army general standing on a porch holding an American flag folded, and you see a young woman crying and sinking to her knees beside this tall, skinny redhead teenager, and you feel from his mind a sense of anger and righteousness and vengeance, and that image just begins to repeat over and over. The few moments of the woman opening the door and seeing the general and sinking to her knees next to this young man.
And as we experience this moment, and it like stretches and compacts and reverses, it goes around, it goes around, it goes around, it goes around, and it's like eventually Banu like disconnects their fingers from his wrists, and it's like unplugging a monitor, right? It just like wanting revenge is natural. For those that hurt you, who hurt your family. And how many people are you planning to create that are just like you with this?
As many as necessary.
So you were content to be trapped into the cycle forever?
I'm content to see this end.
The world?
If that's what it takes. But we'll take it over long before anyone can end it.
You are the ones who are ending it.
Roll awareness plus your mind sphere dots.
2 plus 3 is 5.
Also, shout out to Althaven, who rated us
Yes.
with 27 amazing people. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome.
And our standard difficulty is 7, so I got 3 successes.
Okay.
Okay. So you feel a sort of a almost like a poking, like a prodding at your mind. It's you sense a presence trying to see how accessible your brain is.
I don't think you're ready to see what's in there.
see what's in where.
Is
Well-
that not you? Knock, knock, knocking upon my chamber door?
Everybody give me a perception plus empathy roll.
Mm.
I'm sorry, perception and
Empathy.
empathy.
Hmm
Do you want me to do it as well?
Yes.
or-
Mhm, yeah, you do.
Oh no. I botched.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Look.
Everything's
Evelyn
fine.
didn't even have any
Yeah.
empathy, but you made me to.
Yeah.
So
You said
Everything's
Oh,
totally
7?
fine. 7 is
I
the
focused on
yeah.
something else.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But
no successes, but no failures.
okay.
So I
all
get
right.
I got exactly 0 as well. Two ones and a
Oh,
10.
wow.
So
You guys are not paying attention.
Not at all.
Banu, what did you get?
Tell me you got something.
I did. I got 1 success because once again, Trader Die took one away. So I got 1 success on that.
So as you say that, you see just the slightest shift in his expression go from defiance to terror.
And just that quickly, I'm like, incoming.
um,
While that's going on,
Uh-huh.
I did want to check
Yeah.
really quickly.
yeah, what do you all
This
do?
is like during the conversation.
Yeah.
I want to discreetly see if I sense any of that matter that's mixed with energy that's kind of weird
Oh.
anywhere on his body, or if he's
Mhm.
like if it's still on him anywhere, if he's been impacted and it's sort of residually on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And give me perception plus awareness, and add your forces spheres.
Okay.
And this is you're probably gonna really succeed at this. This is a difficulty 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. One.
way to curse him, man.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I say that so he watches.
Ah.
No, 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah. You don't detect any presence of that whatsoever. It is not something he seems to have been exposed to in any way.
Okay.
Yeah. Evelyn, Alexander, are you doing anything while you're watching the?
I'm trying to understand what you meant by incoming. Like, is there
Mm.
something else coming to it?
It's something else is here.
Okay.
Mentally powerful.
Okay.
And-
Well, since you only said one word, I think Evelyn's just gonna get up and like go to the door to prepare for anything physical coming.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say to Banu, ask him about Trinity.
And honestly, I don't even think Alexander's in the room right
Oh,
now
okay.
because he is taking care of the body in the hallway, draping its coat over it, dragging it to a location where it's not readily available,
Yeah.
and probably actually liaising with the train car staff in his
okay.
guise as the
Yeah.
U.S.
US
Marshal.
Yeah.
to like rope off the area and maybe like clear out one of these compartments that we can use for the to put the body in and
Yeah.
not have it
And
be all over the place.
And you have 2 bodies, right? Because one guy
Well-
you threw overboard, and
Yeah.
then there were 2 that were killed outright.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
the 2 bodies, the one that's being questioned and then
Yeah.
the one that's in Denver.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So if I remember right, I think you guys said last time that before you got rid of the bodies, you were going to take the suits.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mentioned to do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you have no problem doing that. Give me a charisma plus either leadership or subterfuge.
How about manipulation and subterfuge?
Yes, I will allow that.
Great.
Yeah, because you actually are lying to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you are not a U.S. Marshal.
What?
I knew I should have spent those points.
Oh, but I have a gift for him once this is over.
That is going to be 0 successes because I'm getting 10s and 1s,
Oh no.
and I don't have a 4 in any of those, so I can't get a double.
Yeah. Okay.
Betrayal dice.
Yeah, this is gonna be a rough night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yes. So you do get cooperation from the train staff. They do bring believe it would be a conductor, or whatever the equivalent of the staff head is.
Right.
The head of the staff.
Probably head of the
and-
porters, I would think.
Yes, yeah, and a few porters. They come and they help you. They put the bodies in I don't know where they would put them, but I don't think they put them in like the food refrigerator. But yes,
Storage.
yeah. So
In
yeah,
a luggage car.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cargo.
They I mean, yeah, they find a place for them and secure the room or the cabin that they or the car that they put them in. And they tell you that at the next at the next stop they'll have to notify the authorities
Of course.
and have the bodies collected there because they
We don't want you to have to tote these all the way around all over the place. But good job getting that tarp over on the area, and I'll keep a watch on this door, make sure nobody gets involved. The rest of my team is in this other compartment, so we are questioning a suspect at this time. But as soon as we next stop, I'll notify the proper authorities and we can get this taken care of and get her off your train.
Yes, sir. We'll do what we can to help. Which cabin did you say your team was in?
Oh, we're the first one in whatever car that was.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir. And we'll send a porter by every once in a while to check on you, make sure you're okay. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And we heard Banu say incoming out loud, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at that
Yeah.
moment, I would for sure go, tell us what's coming for us. Because clearly it's coming to silence you. So if you want us to protect you, if you want to survive what I'm presuming is the next couple of minutes, you might want to give us a heads up on what's on its way.
You can't protect me from this. You don't even know what you're messing with.
If you tell me, I'd have a chance.
If I tell you, I'm for sure dead.
Ask him about Trinity.
What is Project Trinity?
Odds or evens?
Evens.
Oh, it's a 1. That's not even.
That's not.
Yeah.
We can pretend like it is.
No. No. So, almost, you sense it before you even start to see the change, but for a few seconds you see his body just kind of shiver, and his whole carriage changes. Instead of the sort of like, tightened shoulders, clenched fists, gritting his teeth, glaring back at the three of you, you see like he shivers a bit, and then his body just relaxes, and his posture straightens, and he looks up with just a complete lack of emotion. He just kind of stares at the three of you, just looking from one person to the next for a little while. Yeah. You seem to have stopped my agents. And the voice has changed. You hear the change in dialect. It goes from like a Midwestern to like an upper Northwest. And I think Evelyn detects the note of like, not New England, but like the upper Northwest.
Well, the Northeast.
Yeah, or upper Northeast.
Mhm.
Yeah, upper Northeast accent. Almost like a You know, yeah, yeah, but the that slight bit of twang from the Midwestern accent just disappears, and the voice drops a little as well. Silver, you can tell there's just a change in timbre. You know, obviously his vocal cords don't change, but there's a whole new tone to his voice that you sense very clearly.
You sent some mutts after us, and we took care of the problem. Who are you?
I don't believe there's any advantage to me giving you that information. I don't suppose you'd like to tell me who you are.
Fair enough.
Yes. I will say that now, having seen your faces, it should be much easier to figure out exactly where you are and where you're going to be and how best to handle you.
It's cute that you think that.
I've been called many things in my life, but cute is not usually one of them.
You should seek out more new experiences.
You are the clever one, isn't that the case? You seem to have been probing through my agent's mind.
Probing is such a... We were just going on a little trip. Taking a little view, or taking in the sights.
I see. Well, I do hope you got some information that finds that it will be worthwhile for you. I assure you, when you look again, there will be a full erasure of all mental faculty. But feel free to make use of whatever you have obtained. It's not going to change the situation, though. You have to understand. We already have what we need. I don't know exactly what you're up to, but I do know that you're dangerous. I can sense that in you. You do not understand the order of how things are and how things are to be. So, it will be simpler for you if you allow the next wave of agents to just kill you mercifully.
Honestly, considering how incompetent your agents are, I'm pretty sure they would end up shooting themselves first.
It's cute that you think that.
Oh, look, you're learning.
All right, this little pissing contest is all fine and dandy here, but one of my friends died because of whatever you all did.
Two.
Two people I know. I stand by my statement. One of my friends, two people I know.
This is beautiful.
That wasn't even intentional. So understand that we're gonna stop you before you can do this again, and there's some retribution to be had on our part. So, more agents, just more warm-ups.
Well, I do appreciate the bravado, and I certainly welcome you to attempt whatever it is you think you'll be able to do. I don't expect you to believe that it will fail, but it will nonetheless. You see, what is happening is not something that can be stopped. And that is a cold, hard fact that I'm afraid your kind don't often understand. But we understand, and we intend to make it a reality. I do hope you'll consider letting this go easily. You could turn around and go back to wherever it is you're from, and I may not need to remain concerned with you. But if you continue pursuing the path that you're on, I am afraid it will come to a very brutal, violent, and final end for you. And likely everyone that you hold dear. So, that is my suggestion to you and my recommendation. And I do hope you'll take that under advisement. In the meantime, I suppose, like most of your kind and those of your belief systems, you won't be persuaded to take the wiser path, and you will continue to resist us. And that will be unfortunate. I do find your talent and your perseverance quite impressive. It will be a shame to lose you. If you would like to join us in creating this new world, then please, by all means, come forward and let the agents know. And otherwise, I suppose you will see what true annihilation really is. I can see by the defiance in your faces that you do not believe me. So, I guess a showdown it will be. We will be waiting for you. Please feel free to come and see us when you get here.
I'm gonna kill you myself.
I have no doubt you think you will. But perhaps I might reveal to you who exactly I am and give you that chance. It should be an interesting challenge. Well, I'm going to erase this mind now. Don't worry, we have plenty of others. Have a good evening. And the eyes roll back up in his head, and the body kind of shakes for a minute, and then just kind of loses all physical bearance, and he just kind of slumps over, and his jaw goes slack and starts to drool. And yeah.
I reach out. It's like, I'm sorry that I couldn't protect you from that. Just like gently wipe some of the drool off his chin. And there are people who might be able to help you. I know you can't understand me right now, but everyone deserves that chance.
Do we see the real him now, or do we still?
Yeah. You see, he's much thinner and taller than he seemed to be, and you can see the very distinct, very freckled face and the orange hair and the green eyes, which are a different shade but have gone quite dull.
And I'm assuming he's younger than we thought he was.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over and because I had sort of cuffed him last time,
Mm-hmm.
undo what I did last time,
Mm-hmm.
and lay him on the bed in this cabin as opposed to in the chair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Banu, is there anything left in there?
You don't detect any sense of thought or mind.
I
No.
could end it painlessly for him.
No,
if you
well,
think
there's a
that would be
chance to reverse what happened.
And how are we supposed to do that?
We can see if we can get him back to Sammy.
That gives away our location.
They already know where we are. They sent those agents not only to the train, but to our exact car, our exact location. There's no use in killing this kid, I don't think.
It's not a matter of... Never mind.
He's already proven that he can hit us when he doesn't know where we are.
Speaking of, how? Anybody have any clue?
Powerful mind magic. Suppose we could give Sammy a call once we get to an actual telephone.
The door opens. Well,
Mhm.
I think I've got the bodies all taken care of out there, but anything new?
Indeed.
What's up with this guy?
Go ahead, Banu.
You tell him.
He was a fanatic if I had to guess, then I would say that most of the people working for our adversary are, and our adversary is a very powerful mind mage who can remotely take over and wipe his... Dion seems derogatory, but also
Minion?
very apropos.
Yeah. He called them agents, if that
Followers.
helps. But
Yeah.
So he can wipe his followers' minds remotely. I don't know if he can do it to other people. He did try to, tap upon my mind's door.
Looks younger than he did a minute ago. That the same guy?
Yeah.
Did I notice any sort of change like that with the other ones?
let's see. You guys stripped them, or
Well, we stole their
Yeah.
students, right? So
Yeah.
we must
Yeah.
have.
Yes, you did. When you took the glasses off of them, you noticed that their appearance changed.
Mm.
Well, then I certainly would have, in the mirror of this cabin that I've commandeered, put on a set of those glasses. And does my countenance change to look like that?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But give me an intelligence plus
Oh, sorry, guys. I might not be me.
intelligence plus technology.
Okay. So, intelligence. That is 2 successes.
Okay. All right. Do you have any? You don't have any mind sphere.
I do
right?
not.
Yeah. Okay. So, so you put them on. You don't seem to look any different, and the other 3 of you don't see any change in Alexander. And you take them off, and you're kind of examining them, looking at them, and you notice that they're these like black horn rimmed glasses, right? That standard issue, and they've got that little silver shape, little silver. What is it like? It's I forget what that shape is called.
Like
but
an
it's
oval.
like
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of an oval,
Yeah.
but like pointed
Pointed
on the
at one end, yeah.
A
Plain wing.
Yeah, a pointal.
Okay.
An ovoid. Yeah.
An ovoid, yeah.
An ovoid.
The classic geometric term.
Right,
ovoid.
ovoid. Yeah. So you notice the ovoid in the on the front, and you realize that one of them, there's just a little slightly bigger gap between that and the plastic than on the other one, and you touch it and you realize that it has a little bit of a give, and you realize that it's a tiny little button.
Okay. Well, I'm going to push a tiny little button.
Okay. All
Oh boy.
right. Do you put them on before you push the button, or are you holding them and pushing the button?
I'll hold them and push the button, and then I'll put them on.
Okay.
If assuming that, they don't start ticking or glowing
Yeah,
or
yeah.
blow up in my hands.
They do not. You push the little button. Nothing seems to change. And you put them on, and you look still the same.
Okay.
Everybody else does. I'm going to give this to you because you're not stupid. Then you try again now that you have them on to push the button again. And you feel a sense of it wanting magical energy from you. And you can choose to spend a point of quintessence if you so wish. You can resist it. You don't have to.
Right.
But if you spend a point of quintessence, you sense that it wants a point of quintessence.
Okay. I'm not going to power them right now, but
Okay.
I am going to communicate that information to everybody.
Okay.
That-
All right.
Oh, that's
So-
interesting.
There's some kind of magical artifact here. I sense that it wanted energy, and since the spell ended when they were taking off these kids, I suspect that it'll complete that disguise.
Does that mean those agents are like us?
Maybe. I mean, I haven't seen any sort of device like this before, but if it's not one-armed, I'm not much for a machine.
Well, I mean,
Fair.
so I have a point of
Yeah.
a cult, and that would give me a bit of the politics, right? Like, or the different factions.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I wrote it down at one point what like each of them was, and
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
promptly forgot.
Yeah. Do you have esoterica?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
I have a point there, and also
Okay.
an occult.
okay. So, and just for a review, occult is generally used for more of like the other supernatural stuff, and then magical stuff is generally esoterica. But I'm gonna let you roll that. So you can all roll intelligence plus either esoterica or occult.
All of us?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was the attribute?
Intelligence plus esoterica
Okay.
or occult. And I know Pooja is rolling occult.
I'm also rolling a cult.
Okay. All right.
I'll roll esoteric.
I'm rolling esoteric.
Okay. All right.
Nothing.
Botch.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I
It's
got
not
one
rolling,
success.
Naomi.
One success. Okay.
2 successes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, Banu, you know that there are whispers, that there are other ways to access magic, and that there are factions of magic users who do not subscribe to the ways of magic that most of you have known, and these they have been mentioned before. Nona has sort of hinted at them before that they're dangerous, but hasn't really gone into a lot of detail as to why. But she has hinted that conflict is one of the things that's growing that she's worried about. And Alexander, you recall from, who's your mentor? What's your name?
Mamie?
Minnie. Yeah. You recall from a conversation with Minnie.
Mamie.
Mamie, yes, with Mamie, several years ago, where she had gotten a hold of a gun that was strange and different, and not the kind of gun that most of the gangsters in Vegas were using, and she mentioned a group called the New World Order, and that they had access to mechanics that most people didn't, and were able to do pretty impressive things with it.
Okay.
And so this seems similar to what she kind of talked about with that gun. That they had things that looked normal, but didn't really act normal.
Okay. So I mean, is it going too far to say that they access magic, but in a way that, like, through some sort of application of technology?
It is not going too far to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to
Yes.
separate player and knowledge.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll take a step back then,
Mhm.
and say instead, I've heard some whisperings about some kind of group called New World Order, and they've got some sort of access to use magic to funnel that through technological devices. I've seen like a gun that required energy in order to be able to fire. These glasses seem like they might be something like that too.
Interesting.
That's exactly how I would describe the device that we saw in that vision in the spirit world too. It was a physical thing, but it was imbued with magic.
So you think they're connected?
I mean, the glasses, the thing we saw in the desert, it all seems like it is.
We should look more into this new world order then.
Anybody else think we should call for backup too now? Some kind of changed.
Well, we might want to see if anyone else has some more information. I think Nona's hinted around some things like this. She might know a little bit more about who we're up against.
We'll make some calls once we get to the next stop.
Speaking of, we're going to need to do something pretty hasty, I think. Once we get to the next stop, the everyone on board is going to want to get rid of these bodies and call in the police. And while I've stalled them so far, my marshal credentials aren't going to hold up once actual people start getting involved.
What have you been using for your credentials?
Yeah.
What have you been using for your credentials?
My voice.
You know, he can just make you paperwork.
Give me a card. Give me a card. And I'll take the card and I turn it into a marshal star badge
Okay.
to give him some credibility.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna make you roll for that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It is vulgar, but it's without witnesses.
That's why I thought I have a gift for you when it's all over.
Yeah.
Vulgar without witnesses. That's gonna be plus sphere plus 4.
Just like my voice.
Well, because you
my
said
phenomenal
my credentials all hooked up. I'm like, well, what are your credentials?
Acting. is-
An emergency situation that's sounding like I know what I'm talking about, which works surprisingly well. But
It does.
Okay.
So good.
Okay. So altering something greatly, so like turning a paper card into metal, is gonna be matter 3.
Yep.
Right? So and then
do we want to just change that instead of a badge? Maybe just make that like instead of like a marshal's badge, make it like an ID. U.S. Marshal.
you could do that. That would be that would
might
be
bring
2,
it down 1.
matter 2.
But if you're gonna engage with authorities, they're gonna want to see like the. I'm not talking about the badge that you put on you. Like
Right.
it's the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the.
we were all thinking of like the metal badge.
Oh no.
You just meant like an ID card, or like a.
U.S. Marshals. It's just they're together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's the actual paper, your name information, and they're in one thing.
Oh, okay.
So we need to make it both.
Yeah, so
need
it's
both,
both.
Badge
Yeah,
on the paper. So
It's like a
still
flip.
9-3.
So what I
yeah, it's like a flip open thing. Yeah,
Right.
as I'm,
Yeah. Oh, I forgot.
do that with
So
my phone.
okay.
For all you listening, use the universal flip open gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Universal, because we didn't all do 3 different ones.
My
So something I forgot is that when you do vulgar magic, it does accumulate 1 point of paradox,
Okay.
and even if you succeed.
Okay.
On a botch, it's more. But yeah, so this is vulgar without witnesses, and so this would be matter 2. So you're not turning paper into metal. Right?
No, I am.
You are.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's matter 3.
Mhm.
Right, and so that's going to be a difficulty 7,
Mhm.
and you'll mark 1 dot in paradox.
Mhm.
All right, and
Do that now.
yeah, you can. And a reminder, you can spend quintessence to lower the difficulty,
Mhm.
or you can spend willpower to get an automatic success.
Right.
And you're going to need 2 successes for this.
Okay. And I just roll Arte.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will
Yeah.
spend 1 in willpower
Yeah.
to get 1 success, right?
Yeah.
And then
Are you going to use music to do this?
I was going to use sound, but not music per se.
Okay, but you're going to use sound?
Yeah.
What are you doing to make the sound?
I'm just sort of snapping around the card, and as I snap, you see it sort of change form.
Nice.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Roll dexterity plus dexterity. I don't know. Yeah, and let's just roll dexterity.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 success.
Okay, so add an extra die. So
Okay,
you got
good.
5. And you're keeping the 7 difficulty, or are you lowering it?
I am already running low on contestants, but this is kind of important, so I'll do it.
Okay.
All right. So 6. I was making sure I was right about that.
Oh,
James,
yeah.
James B fact checked me,
Yeah.
and I trust
Yes.
him more than I trust me.
Thank you, James.
That would be 1, 2, 3 successes, 1 botch, but then I also use one, so 4.
Okay. All right. So you got it. Yeah. So what does it look like in conjunction with the snapping? Like what?
So as I
what
snap
happened?
it,
Yeah.
physically around it. So like I'll snap at the top right corner, and you'll start to
Yeah.
see the top right corner sort of form. And everything I do, it starts with the
Yeah.
vibration. So it'll start to like, to your vision, it would look like it's blurry for a second.
Uh-huh.
And then when it clears up, it looks just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And just little by little, I do that around until it's almost like making a clear picture out of something that's just blurry and
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Until finally it is this sort of fully formed Marshal's badge with
Yeah.
the star and the ID. So,
So for those
Yeah.
of you who are old enough to have used dial-up, when you had a big image, and it would start out a bunch of blocky
it
blurs,
was
and then
exactly
it would
like that.
slowly start to like the pixels would get smaller until it became a full picture.
Yep, pretty much.
When you
Here.
have shitty service.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Oh, you know what I should have done is I should have made you roll dexterity plus law. No, but no.
Ah,
You yeah.
that would have just been dexterity anyway.
Right, okay, there we go. See, it worked. So yeah, and especially after hanging out with Evelyn a little bit, you have some familiarity with the law, and you shape that badge, and it seems to look pretty convincing. Yeah, and you now have a U.S. Marshals badge.
Okay, great.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 1 point in law says that yes.
My 2 points in loss as
Right.
well.
Yeah. Okay. So
My
so
0 points in law says, ooh, shiny.
okay. So you had 4 successes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's gonna last through the story. So yeah. So basically, it's semi-permanent
Okay.
for purposes of our campaign.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't need that sheet of paper.
Yeah.
It was a card, and I was hoping he had.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping he stacked the deck so he has extra cards. Like, I'm hoping he doesn't give
Yeah.
me, like,
We
his
can-
only 2 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Like,
You stacked the deck, Alexander?
What?
We
Are
should
you asking
sacrifice
if
the
I cheat?
card.
I'm
No, I
asking
gave
if
him
you
I
gave him one of
rules
your
card.
actual
Okay.
cards
I gave him
from
the
your
rules
deck.
card.
The rules.
Well, it's for the law, though. That's kind of perfect.
Because
Actually,
we did.
yeah.
Thematically. It's,
Yeah, that thematically works. Yeah. So, yeah, so for a while now, you've got a passable U.S. Marshals badge.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah. Hmm. And yeah.
I'll make a note of that.
Yeah. Add to your list of equipment. I'm gonna skip forward a little in time, and unless there's anything specifically you want to do, before you go to bed or get to the next stop.
so we're not in imminent danger immediately.
Does not seem to be
Okay.
so. No.
Yeah, that's all. That was it. I was just making
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Would anyone like to partake of these cookies?
I think you should.
Do I know what the cookies do? Like,
They return quintessence.
no, Dion. Does
Oh.
Silver know?
Yeah.
I mean, I would think.
Did you guys know? I can't remember if he kind of hinted to you that they were special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like we all would have experienced tasks at some
Yeah.
point,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty
Yeah.
like Donnie would have made you a batch of chocolate chips at some point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually, Dottie did typically bake a lot of the tasks that she would make. Yeah,
No, I'm not saying like, do we understand what they are?
yeah.
Do we know that you have those and that they're available? Like, I don't even know that that's a.
I wasn't hiding it.
Oh, okay.
And we were like right outside the train car, so
Okay.
Yeah,
I just didn't know that. Okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love one.
So,
I like to think that Bonnie was like, whether they return quintessence or whether they're just pot cookies, they're still special.
yep, yeah,
Make you feel good somehow.
right.
Yeah.
Either way could be enjoyable.
it's
so,
a win.
right?
It's a win either way.
So-
Silver definitely asked beforehand. It's like, are these the magic kind or the other
the
kind?
magic
Yeah. What am I eating here?
They're the magic kind. I can't guarantee that he didn't put some of the other stuff in there, but they're definitely the magic kind.
Gotcha.
All right,
I mean,
James,
in interest of full disclosure, I didn't snoop into his recipe.
So you don't
If you
really
know what I mean.
We don't really know.
You just took his
Right.
word on.
yeah,
We're all desperate. We're all like just staring at
yeah, right.
I
Bill
mean,
Murphy's about to
It's fine. I'll fix you if
I
it's
eat
bad.
the cookie.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I eat the cookie.
You eat the cookie and you feel magical energy infusing through you, and you get back a point of quintessence. Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
question. Have
I'm
we?
actually also
This is
famous.
this is like our first full day.
But am I
ever.
high?
No, you're not. Sorry, Evelyn.
So
roll
this is.
stamina.
We'll see. I was gonna ask, is this our first full day on the train? Like this is. We've only been on here
yeah,
for
this
a day.
this
Okay.
is kind of this is the first night.
Okay,
yeah, so
I would like to do one last thing. I want to go to the car that has the bar and grab 4 shots of whiskey for us to
okay.
share. So I'm gonna bring it back to the cabin, and I say, with a little tray, little glasses. I think we should have a toast to our fallen friends, and I will hand everyone the.
To our fallen friends and Arlo.
Well, I was
Arlo
gonna
was
say
delightful. What's wrong with you people?
to Dottie and Arlo, may they rest in peace, and may we serve up the vengeance that they deserve. And we drink.
Knock it back.
Names.
Yep.
Right. So you have a surprisingly uneventful evening. There is a sort of soft snoring from the agent, who hasn't really seemed to move, but did sort of pass into sleep. Is anybody, well, unless you tend to wake up really early, you all probably will kind of wake up to the sound of the squeal of the brakes as the train is pulling into its next stop.
I think after the attack and the warning that someone else is looking for us,
Yeah.
I at the very least would suggest that we don't all sleep at the same time.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I don't know
shifts.
what shifts people want to take,
Yeah.
but certainly don't want to all be unconscious at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I have some cocaine if anyone wants to take it for the first shift.
There you go.
I would probably take the last shift,
I can take-
considering
Yeah.
kid asleep in my bed anyway. So
Right, yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna care.
That's true.
Uh,
Yeah. One bed's taken up by by the comatose.
I can take the first one. I
yeah.
probably have ways of keeping myself awake for long periods of time if
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah, if you need to. Yeah. And yeah, so we're not gonna like roll for random encounter or anything like that. So you don't need to study your spell book or pray to your deity.
So what you're saying is this is not Baldur's Gate 1 or 2,
It's
in which
just-
case attempting to rest is
Right. Yeah.
isn't honestly most of the time now.
Right? Yeah, yeah. So in the middle of the night, you wake up to see a pale elf crouching over you and fangs bared.
But does he have a sexy accent?
He does. So
And how many abs?
all of the abs.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
in that case.
Yes, yeah.
Hi.
By the way, just so everybody knows, if
I
you
hit
take
B,
Lae'zel's
and-
camp clothes and put them on Astarion, he's just shirtless with some leather pants on. I'm just saying, if
Hint
that's
taken.
something you might want to consider, yeah.
That's not bad, but I will tell people be careful because I was playing dress up with a bunch of the underclothes for all my companions, and something glitched, and their clothes wouldn't come back on, even if I equipped them, wouldn't come back over them. So now in all of my scenes, Will is running around in nothing but his
His underwear.
his underwear, and
I have a problem with that.
and Gale is running around in a harness, which I think was
Lae'zel.
Lae'zel's
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
So
So-
yes,
Yeah.
What you're saying is just try and try again until you
until
replicate.
you get the
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's
What
a little.
were the specific
Yeah,
conditions?
it's a little awkward when you're having like another scene and they show up in what's supposed to be
Right.
serious, as well as the fact it's having in my camp Will standing next to his dad in nothing but his jockstrap.
If-
I love it.
It's a little weird,
Yeah.
but
So we should get off Baldur's
Yes,
Gate,
sorry.
because otherwise we will get off on Baldur's Gate all night long. We need like a weekly nerding out about Baldur's Gate on Happy Jacks.
yeah.
Just, okay.
Hey, we should put that in nerding out.
We should,
make
yeah.
that one of our categories.
right? Yeah.
Those
okay.
of you who don't know, if you are one of our patrons, you can get access to our new series, Nerding Out, where you get to hear some of us talk about something that we love or hate and just have a good old time about that.
That's right.
Always be plugging.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure, if somebody wants to know how to become one of our Patreons, you could just see something in the chat. I'm sure something will come up in the chat any moment. now,
Magically.
right?
Or at least 15 seconds from now,
Right, yeah.
magically.
So, you, whoever has the last watch, Silver. So you can see the sun. The sun has started to come up, as things seem to get a little lighter outside, and you can start to see the desert landscape that you've been traveling through, and the various mountains and rock formations around, and then the brakes start to squeal, and the train begins its slowdown, coming into your next stop, which is Albuquerque. Albuquerque.
Don't we have to make a left?
I distinctly remember
Right.
all of you
Yes.
not saying you were taking a left in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the train is beginning to slow down, and you should be pulling into the stop any minute now. Yeah. So you have a little bit of time to to get up and around and get yourselves ready. And then slowly but surely the train pulls to a stop, and you see out the window, you can see out the window on the other side of the corridor, the platform for the train station. So,
Only because James V said it, because I let the record show. I held it in. I held my peace. But technically, I did find way earlier when we first talked about this that it is southeast, which means from the direction of north, we are going to take a slight left.
You are going to
From
take a
Albuquerque.
slight-
Just a
Nice.
slight left. Mostly forward. A little
That's
slight
awesome.
left.
That brings a lot of happiness to my
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know when that bit first happened, but it's entirely possible that in universe that could also we could all know that reference as well.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm sure in the chat very soon there will be a little pop-up video message about Albuquerque Bugs Bunny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is I hop off the train. I call the Mayflower Club.
Okay. As you're hopping off the train, I want you to give me a perception plus alertness roll.
Okay.
If anybody is with him, you can also do the same.
Yeah, I think
I was up, so I probably would
I
be
feel
with you.
paranoid enough to look around. So.
Okay.
Perception.
And awareness.
Perception alertness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
alertness.
Yay!
Yeah.
I get to actually use.
Yeah. So if you're staying in the cabin, you don't roll. But if you're getting out with Alexander,
Yeah.
yes, perception
Yeah.
plus alertness. If you're going to get out of the cabin and go onto the platform with Alexander.
Three.
1.
3.
Okay.
So I'll go
Um,
ahead.
so
Wait, it was a 7, right? Or 6?
7.
Seven.
Yeah.
7. Yep, 1.
Okay. All right. 2. Okay.
So just completely off topic. 3 triples in wild talents is good.
Yes.
Okay. So 3 nines.
3. Nice.
Yeah. Whatever that
That's
means.
actually a really good roll in
Okay.
Wild Talent. So, okay.
So for our crossover episode, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Great. Yeah. So as you're getting to the door and you're about to hop off the train, you all notice that there are several police nearby, and Alexander and Silver. How many did you get, Manu? Just 2, or?
We'll call it 2 because I don't remember
Okay,
now.
all right, that's fine. I know Alexander and Silver got 3 each.
I got
No.
Oh, you got 3.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
only
okay.
have 1.
You only got 1. Okay, so Alexander and Evelyn. So you notice that the head porter is pointing towards your car and directing the police to them and to your car, and several of the officers are making their way towards directly towards you. They will be here in just a minute. Do you want to do anything before they get there? Or are you gonna?
Do I have
Wait,
time?
meet
Do
them?
I have time to get on the phone before they intercept us?
Well, no, because
No.
okay. Alexander, darling, what exactly did
Yep.
you tell them about us?
The porter knows that we are a team of that I'm a U.S. agent with a team, and that we apprehended some Nazi spies, and that's about it.
Understood.
You do have time if you want to avoid them and go to the phone first. You probably have enough time to slip away to go to the phone instead of staying there to meet them.
How much does Alexander know about Evelyn's past?
I don't think she's really talked about it.
Okay.
She's from Chicago and did
Okay.
something with the mafia and Al Capone guy who's in all the papers.
That's fine. I just wanted
That's
to
probably it.
I wouldn't expect you to be able to produce a official number
No.
or anything like that.
No.
So I would I'm gonna try and slip away and hit the telephones first so that I can set up a office for them to call.
Okay. All right. And yeah, but
Can I try and distract him before to sort of buy time for
You-
him to finish and return?
you can try. What are you gonna do?
So the porter doesn't know who exactly your team is, right?
I think they probably have an idea of what we all look like because I told them what cabin we're in.
Yeah.
They probably know your names. I don't know that they would necessarily know what you look like. That would depend on that chief porter actually like remembering, when you guys got on and all that, and so yeah. So I think you can safely presume they probably don't know what you look like, but they
Right.
probably know your names. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm
so-
I'm gonna play the distressed
Uh-huh.
passenger.
Oh, okay.
Officers, oh my God, there was shooting. People were dying. I heard someone say something about Nazis and marshals. And
Calm down, sir. Calm down. We're going to look into it. You should just get back. In your.
I'm not getting back on that train.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody in there still has a gun. Officers.
Did you see someone with a gun?
I heard shooting, so I assume gun.
But you didn't see one.
I didn't see anything, officer.
Yeah. Well, stand aside. We'll go. We're going onto the train to check it out.
Okay. But is everybody else on there safe? Because there's still people on the train. Like, is there something I can do, officers?
There's nothing you can do. Just stand aside. Let us do our job, sir. Do you want to roll manipulation plus subterfuge?
Okay. That's manipulation, which I will find. Yes. The subterfuge. Okay. One success.
One success. Okay. So you're faking being shaken enough that like you've got this one kind of like cornered and distracted, and he's, you can see him looking over, like trying to figure out how he can get away from you to go onto the train, but like you're sort of holding him back, and before too long, other people start to detrain, and some of the people from nearby cars start to come out, and the officers start to talk to them. So you bought yourself a little time. Okay, so you're gonna call.
So I call Nona,
Yeah.
and I let her know I need this number or another number that I can use to be U.S. Marshal's office, because you're about to get a phone call from someone who is needs to verify my credentials.
U.S. Marshals! How defiantly exciting! Okay, don't worry about a thing. We've got it.
You should probably tell her the name that I put on your badge that I definitely thought about.
Yeah. No, I was thinking that same thing. Right. It's
Sam Spade.
right. Robert Johnson.
Yeah.
Badge number 9.
Alexander
Yeah.
Tasbo.
No, I think it'll just be like a generic Robert Johnson
Yeah, Robert
badge
Johnson.
number, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Just rattle that off real quick.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I'm going to, if they haven't seen me, my plan is to get back on the train and then come off the train and walk directly over to them.
Okay. Roll wits plus
Stealth?
Yeah, wits plus stealth.
Okay. Now, I also have, and this might help, one of my backgrounds is arcane, which is something that makes it so that people don't tend to remember you or see you or show up right on video and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if they did see me, I think that might help disguise the fact that I got off and then got back on and on them.
Okay.
Just wanted to give you a heads up about that ability. So wits plus stealth, it's going to be 2. 2 successes.
2 successes.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 success. That's a 1.
1 success.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Traitor dice.
I know.
All right.
All of rest tonight.
Draw 2 cards from your deck.
Sure.
The dealer likes your moxie.
King of Hearts and 5 of Hearts.
Okay. But you only got 1 success, so you can only keep the lower one. So set the 5 of Hearts aside.
Okay.
You can use that in whatever next deal you get.
Okay.
So next time I make you deal to see what happens, you get to have that 5 of Hearts on your side.
I got a 5 up my sleeve.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you it is close, and it takes you a little longer than you expected, but you are able to slip back on and and get back towards the train car.
Okay,
You're not going to be able to get back to your cabin, but you can get back to where the bodies are being stored.
that's great.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Banu, what are you doing?
I think my first instinct here is to deal with the agent that is in our car,
Uh-huh.
or at least like make some arrangements
Okay.
so that maybe he can get taken care of.
Okay.
Phone home, model. Phone home. Basically. I'm
Okay.
gonna see if Sammy has any insight to offer.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Let's just do an Arte roll with mind 2 coincidental. So just difficulty 5, just to see how good your connection is. Right. And like yeah. So.
I was gonna use a telephone.
Oh, you're just gonna call. Oh. Okay, you can just call.
I'm sorry. Did you think magic was involved here?
All right. I guess you just call like a
Hey,
person.
Any sufficiently advanced technology.
Right? Yeah.
The
Yeah.
telephone's up there
Yeah.
for long distance communication.
Okay, so by the way, our fact checker and pop-up video specialist, James V, did discover that the quote of should have taken a left turn in Albuquerque is from 1945, a Bugs Bunny cartoon in 1945. Unfortunately, he's a complete failure because he forgot to include the month. So we don't
Very
know
important.
if it was the first half of 1945, you might know.
No, I do know. It happened after because someone heard us overheard us talking. One of
Right.
the animators overheard us talking about.
Right.
Oh, I guess we have to take that left turn at Albuquerque, and it just stuck in the back of his head.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Funny phrase. I'm on my way to California right now.
Right, yeah, yeah. As soon as I get back to California, I'm going to write that into a cartoon.
Yeah, Mr. Blank. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have I got a joke for you?
Okay, so yes, so you call, and after a few rings, Sammy picks up. And he says, U.S. Marshal Service.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, Banu?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Is everyone else okay?
For the most part.
Oh, that's a relief. We're expecting the call.
Then I won't keep you too long. But and I explain, in the
Mhm.
briefest terms,
Yeah.
the situation and my hopes.
Mhm.
I'm pinning my hopes on you, Sammy.
Yes, of course. If you can make arrangements for him to get to a hospital, and then we'll call the hospital and have him brought here, and I'll see what I can do.
Be careful on the trail.
Yes?
Whoever this is who is controlling them, or whatever,
Mm.
strong. Sammy, he's very strong.
I see. I will be very careful. Do you, yeah. Yes, I will be very careful. We will try to make arrangements somewhat secretly to help throw off the trail. And if it's somebody so strong that I sense fear from you, I hope that you will be safe.
We will do what needs to be done.
I do know that as well, and I'm very proud of you. I look forward to your safe return, and I will take care of it.
Thank you.
And give my best to the others.
Always.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll to kind of knock on Alexander's door mentally to let him know that it's see if you can get that guy transferred to a hospital?
I'm gonna say no. You're so familiar with Alexander; it's nearby. It's not. Yeah, it's not a real challenge to to make a mental connection. You're all stressed, but you're not at gunpoint, or or like I think you can just send a message to Alexander, like that's the goal, is to get him to a hospital. Yeah. Okay, so and Evelyn, what were you up
I
to?
think Evelyn's gonna go onto the platform, smoke a cigarette, and basically just keep an eye out, make sure that none of like the men in black are coming. So I'm gonna stand guard.
Okay.
I'll just try to blend in.
Yeah, okay. Smoking makes you look really cool.
Oh, well, 1945.
Right? Yeah, it's good for your health because you're smoking
Yeah.
Salem. Or
As long as they're camels, because the doctors
okay.
only
That's
We
right,
recommend
camels. Camels don't get your
the doctors only recommend
Yes,
camels.
that's right. Yeah, these are camels. So so
Mm-hmm.
you got good health from these cigarettes.
Yes, and not from my magic,
Right.
not from my
Right.
3 spheres in life, but from
yeah,
cigarettes.
yeah. Trust me, if I had like full magical control over my body composition, not only would I be hot, but I would also be able to smoke, and it wouldn't hurt me, and nobody would smell it.
And my knees would never
So, yeah.
hurt.
Uh-huh,
Hip
yeah.
would never
Yeah,
hurt.
I would take no knee pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No knee pain. God, wow. That's
What does the
godlike.
universe even look
Yeah.
like?
Right? What? Yeah. Yeah, so yeah.
All the cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me perception plus awareness roll.
Righty.
Give me some of this awareness. Some more of it.
And
Comes
I
in
guess I
handy.
Take another point. 2 successes.
Okay, 2 successes. Okay. All right. So you're keeping an eye out. Okay, so Alexander, you're standing in front of the stowage door, and to a uniformed police officer with like sergeant stripes comes up, flanked by two regular rank or two policemen without officer
Right.
stripes. Yeah. So he says, sir, can you please identify yourself?
Sergeant, I'm U.S. Marshal Robert Johnson, and I'll take out the badge. Show it to him.
Yeah.
And you are? Does he have a name tag or something?
Yes, it says Foreman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sergeant Foreman.
Sergeant Frank Foreman. Good to meet you, sir. Is this where the bodies are?
Yeah, we've got the bodies stored here. We thought it best, obviously, to get them out of the sight of the public as soon as possible. And then we have a third individual who needs to be secured in a hospital.
Secured in a hospital, so he's injured.
Something like that. He suffered some sort of traumatic brain trauma when he bumped into the train car a couple of times, if you know what I mean.
I think I understand your meaning, sir. Jimmy, go call an ambulance to get here on the double, and for 2 coroner cars. And he says, do you mind standing aside? Let me take a look at the bodies.
No, of course.
He kind of takes a look. He pulls the tarp off of them, and so one was shot in the head, right? And point blank, pretty much. And then the other one was the one who was just like crushed, right?
Yeah.
Decimated.
Kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
jello.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So he takes the first tarp off, and he says, "Looks like this one hit the train car more than a few times." And
No, just once.
just
Just once, darling.
only
Sorry.
once. Yeah. Nice clean shot on the other. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Well done,
It's
Marshal.
not what I wanted. We were trying to take him alive with to be able to get all the information from him, maybe turn him into counter agents. But
I see.
so when you're drawn down on, I'm sure in the line of duty, you have to make a quick decision.
Yeah. Nazi spies, you say?
Yeah.
Where'd their clothes go?
we had to confiscate the clothes to search for. Well, you didn't hear this from me, but they've developed a lot of recording technology, and sometimes they can have it hidden inside of their clothes or other devices. So I've had to confiscate all of that.
Damn Nazis.
I know.
Scourge of the earth.
We're gonna get them.
You're damn right we are. All right. Well, we'll get them taken care of. And is there somebody from the marshals that it's going to pick them up, or the army, or FBI, or?
I can go ahead and make arrangements if you don't have an internal source for that, but that's fine. And I'll give him the number.
Yeah.
Just to like back up this fiction.
Yeah.
I'll be calling in and making arrangements for them. We'll get someone to take the brain damage one off your hands.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll take care of them. Are you staying in town?
No, unfortunately, my mission kit takes me on further on down the road. I'll be getting back on the train soon. So I do appreciate all of your assistance with this work.
Give me a manipulation plus subterfuge.
Okay.
Let's see how the story holds up. It's pretty solid so far, and you got a damn good badge. So he doesn't see any holes yet, unless you botch.
No. One success.
One success. Okay, that's enough. Yeah. And there's-
Does the really good badge give him an extra die?
yeah. The really good badge let him in the conversation to start with. So. But draw a card for me.
All right. From the same deck or a clean deck?
Yeah, same deck is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 of hearts. Man, I'm the hearts today.
Fascinating. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So, God damn it, Al. Sorry. I usually don't pay much attention to chat during the game, but when I said Frank Foreman, L replied, "Is his partner reluctant athlete lady?" How dare you? Stop it. Anyway, so, it's still not as bad as autograph. So yeah. All right. So he says, "Well, we'll let you know as soon as we got the bodies off, and we'll come check on you before the train departs." And he says to the other one, you stay here. I'm gonna go call this in, and then yeah. All right. We're gonna do a thing. Each of you roll 2 dice and tell me what you get over 7. I'm just gonna play with some entropy.
Roll 2 6s.
Ah,
Dang.
Nothing over 7.
I got one.
1.
Do botches count on this one?
Ones do take away from successes.
I have a botch.
Okay. Well, it's not a botch
Okay.
because Pooja got 1 success. So it's just a simple failure.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
this was
it was
the group?
collective.
It was collective.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's-
Rather than me roll 8 dice, I just thought I'd have some fun with entropy. So, okay.
Congratulations, group. We
Right.
are a failure.
Yes.
Collective failure.
Uh-huh.
Rename the show now.
Yeah.
We're a true party now.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right.
Sometimes you got pocket aces, and then they flop a flush. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. All right. Alexander, you smell the cigar smoke. You don't see him, but you smell it.
Right.
Draw. So you and Evelyn are going to play some cards. So deal out 2 cards. Normal, 1 to Evelyn, 1 to you, 1 to Evelyn, 1 to you. Okay. Tell me what you got.
Oh my god.
I have the Ace of Hearts and the Three of Hearts.
Oh.
Wow.
I got the 3 of diamonds and the King of Hearts.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So and you
You
got
both got
ace and
threes.
2?
Ace
Or
and three.
Ace and 3, and you got
Yes.
king and 3.
Uh huh.
Okay.
All red.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um,
It's like we're connected.
I know, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well-oiled machine.
So, do you want to hold on to your 5 of hearts, or do you want to give it to Evelyn?
Sure, I'll give it to Evelyn on the assumption that
Dang.
higher is better.
Smart move.
King 5 and Ace
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. King 5 and 3 beats an ace and 3. So yeah. You hear this sort of like bemused chuckle, sort of halfway, in the back of your mind. And Evelyn, you see several cars is sort of off in the distance, coming down the road and speeding towards the train station. There's 4 of them. They all look identical. They're all black sedans, and they are all driving at a very high rate of speed. You can see like the plume of dust coming up behind them as they tear down towards the
Cool.
towards the station.
Well, I got 2 spheres in mind, and I'm gonna go alert.
Yeah.
Alert! Time to leave, everyone.
Yeah.
Grab your shit and let's go.
Yeah. So the offloading of the so the train has blown its whistle. You've got about 5 minutes before the train is ready to pull away from the station. It looks like probably less than that before those cars arrive.
That
We're-
might be true, except that one in front has a blowout.
Oh, does it?
It does.
Wow. Okay. All right.
We're in Albuquerque.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need to drive or take the train to White Sands? What was?
I think we're
Um,
gonna call it the train.
Yeah, I kind of didn't think actually. So I don't know. Is there?
I mean, we
kind
did
of was-
want a car chase at some
I don't think
point.
there's a-
I
I
know.
don't
Oh,
think there's
that's
anywhere to
true.
land it.
Just
Like,
we're gonna put our
Yeah.
car
we
chase.
could, we could get
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah.
We're only a couple
Um,
hours away.
Yeah.
Steal it.
I'm gonna say it's car time. I'm gonna say you were meant to disembark here, and you were to get a car and head out from here.
Can we say that since the train ticket and everything was arranged, that the car rental was also arranged ahead of time? Like we already had, because we knew when we
Oh.
were going to pull into the station from when we left.
Yeah. So waiting towards the over by the ticket booth, like where you'd go down, walk towards the parking lot, you actually see a young man holding a sign, and it says Banu. Yeah. So,
Great.
yeah.
But Evelyn has alerted us that these people are coming and they're on our way.
Yes.
They're on their way.
Uh-huh,
And
yeah.
we still have to get all our stuff, including your chest of miniguns, right? So we need time. So again, can I try to buy time? I want to use, if I have enough enforces, if at all, I want to blow just this beautiful riff on the sax that just kicks up a strong wind, like enough that it doesn't seem unnatural. It's not like I'm trying to blow the
Yeah.
cars off the road,
Yeah.
but enough to kick up enough of a dust storm that they would have to slow down because they can't see anymore.
Okay. All right.
Kick up like a nice little wind, and also would get rid of all the people
Yeah.
because they would want to scurry back onto the train.
Yeah.
Just kind of buy some
Okay.
time for us to get out of here and them not see our exit. if
Yeah.
possible.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna. There might be a blowout.
At the same time, I
Okay.
think one of the front
Yeah.
car is going to blow out, send it
Okay.
into a spin.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe because
yeah.
pilot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's better than mine.
Could be. Okay, and you guys can see like where they're unloading luggage and everything. You see Alexander's
Trunk.
what is it, trunk? Yeah, you see Alexander's
get it.
trunk and most of your bags.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
I could probably carry all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So
They're lighter than they look. Says Evelyn.
yeah. So we know what they're doing. Evelyn, Banu, what are you going to do?
I will grab the luggage, get to the car.
Yeah.
Are you also driving? Aren't you our resident driver?
Yes, I am, and I'm so excited. So excited.
Perfect.
Banu?
I'll help you with the bags.
Okay.
I know you don't need it, but let's not.
Let's
Yeah.
not draw too much attention to the
Yeah.
petite woman carrying tons of
Right.
bags.
It's a little weird, but not completely unbelievable. So, who knows? They could be empty. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of shopping in
Right?
West
Yeah.
Islands. That's the plan.
Yeah.
For
Uh,
a slight storytelling piece,
Uh-huh.
I will also, no matter how this works out, be the last one to get in the car and
Okay.
wait just long enough that Evelyn has that moment of like, get in the car!
Yeah.
So that you can have that moment.
Yes, yeah. Because that moment is always important.
Yeah.
You have to have
So
that.
important.
Yes. So Banu, as you approach the young man, and he sees you coming towards him, and he says, "Banu,"
Yes.
and he holds out a set of car keys.
Fantastic. They'll go to her.
Okay. And,
Open the trunk, please.
and he leads you down the steps, and there's a sedan waiting. What color is it?
Black.
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 Okay.
In this heat?
I mean,
Yeah.
I would say that it's to get fancy with it.
Mhm.
It's got a rather like just a subtly unusual paint job
Uh-huh.
that in just the right light it sparkles.
Oh,
But
cool. Yeah.
yeah, it was a Sammy choice, not to stand out.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is a sedan, but it's a nice sedan. It's a Cadillac, actually.
Ooh.
So yeah. It's not just a Ford sedan, it's a Cadillac. Okay. So all right. Everybody roll me a die.
Oh no, not again.
Just one. Tell me if you get under 5.
Under 5.
10.
In here.
7?
6.
What'd you get, Manu?
3.
3. Okay.
It
All right.
it was a 7 and it bounced. I was like, ew.
Oh, no.
Rude.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what that's for later. Okay. So I'm gonna have you roll initiative. You guys are getting in the car, or Banu and Evelyn are getting in the car. Silver and Alexander are doing their preliminary action. So, and then we'll roll initiative to see how things shake out from there. Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So let's do Silver first.
Okay.
Okay. So this would be coincidental. And so this would be forces 2, I think.
Yay, I have 3, so we're good.
Okay. Yeah. You definitely have enough to do it. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm looking at matter. That doesn't help with forces.
Yeah. I'm being the better Arlo now.
Yeah. Manipulate forces. Yeah. So that's 2. Yeah.
The less punchable Arlo.
Okay.
That's a low bar.
So forces 2, coincidental. That's a difficulty of 5.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna let you roll your charisma plus art first to use your magic music.
Mm-hmm. That's a failure. 7, right?
Yeah.
1, 2. So -1. One success.
1 success. Okay. So your arte plus 1 die.
Okay.
And difficulty is 5.
Difficulty 5.
And you can spend quintessence or willpower if you want.
Nah. Because I feel like we're going to need it.
Okay.
This is forces, so I don't have 4 in it. So this 10 is just 1. So again, 2, but then a 1, so 1.
1. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So the wind definitely picks up, and you can all feel it. Like there's a sudden gust, and no one seems to be concerned about it, but everyone is a little bit surprised. You hear a couple of gasps, and most of the passengers like run for the train or to huddle up against a wall of the station.
Well, it is
Yeah.
July.
Yeah.
So this is a hot wind.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not pleasant. So it kind of clears most people out, and you even see like the coroners who were like starting to offload the bodies. They're like trying to hold the tarps on them, and and like bracing themselves. And you had just the one success, right?
Just 1.
Okay. So that is it's going to slow them down. Not as much as you'd like to hope. They do keep barreling forward, but you do see that they slow down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And Alexander.
Yes.
So this is a blowout. So entropy. I would say this. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is this is an entropy 2.
Okay.
And it's coincidental. So difficulty is 5. What are you doing as your magic to make this happen? Are you working your?
I have a couple of like the big Vegas red dice
Oh,
in a cup, so which I take out of my duster,
mm-hmm.
and I shake them, and as I'm casting, I slam them down on the ground so they make a bang noise, which is going to be the bang of the tire exploding.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you know what? You got 2d6.
Sure.
Roll them.
In fact, I don't have 2d6,
wait.
but I will in a
Here,
moment.
here you go. I got you.
I got it.
Technically.
Wherever shall we find a bunch of dice?
I do have them in my bag somewhere, but like I
Yeah.
don't have my normal 2d6.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty.
Fuck you.
What'd you get?
1 and a 2.
Should've taken my dice.
A 1 and a 2?
Oh.
I should have
Were
taken
those
those dice.
stork dice?
They might be.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
nice,
did not. I'll roll out the rest with my left hand instead.
nice try, but no extra dice on your
That's fair.
on your Arte roll. So just roll your regular Arte.
Okay.
And if anybody's following along in the Mage book, I'm making this shit up as I go along. So don't expect there to be rules about how to work gambling into your magic roll. So,
Okay. I'm going to spend a willpower to get a success.
Okay.
But don't let that stop you. Do work gambling into your magic.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you absolutely should. And get one of your players to play a gambler. It's super fun. Yeah.
3 successes.
3 successes.
wow.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. Okay.
So that
That's
2
amazing.
wasn't gonna cut it no matter what.
Yeah.
But so that's 3 on the dice, 4 total.
Okay.
Be nice if 4 tires blew out.
I was like,
What for
all
each
4
success?
tires blow
Boom,
up.
boom, boom, boom.
Or one on
One
each
on each
car.
car.
Right?
Actually, you see the first one, the first car. Like the sound happens at the same sound as you slamming the cup down, and those of you looking and our audience can see that first car just careen suddenly off of the road and over onto the shoulder, and then just a second later, the fourth car also there's this pop, and that car like just kind of slumps a little bit on one side, but it keeps going, and you see the sparks starting to fly off of the wheel as it keeps driving. So, but it's definitely slowed down even more. So you bought yourselves a little bit of time, enough time for Silver and Alexander to get to the car, and Banu and Evelyn are in the car. Banu, you getting passenger seat or back seat?
I'll go backseat.
Okay,
Cool.
You
back
gotta love those like bench
backseat
seats.
Banu.
With no seat belts.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
That
yeah.
came much later.
So Alexander, are you going for the passenger seat or the back seat with Banu?
I'll hit the back seat because I know that they're
Yeah,
they're pals.
Well,
yeah, they're
I will rev the engine
Yeah.
and yell,
uh-huh.
"Get in the car!"
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that was for you.
I'm with you. I'm like, wait, Cadillac 1945 is probably a Series 62. It has a bench seat on the front and the back.
Oh,
We could get 3 deep in the front if we wanted to.
right. Yeah, if you want. Yeah,
No, but definitely.
Still, yeah,
I mean, Manu's down for that.
right.
later.
So get in the car, I run.
Banu 3 deep is like, yeah,
A third
sounds like a new and unique experience to me. Okay, so we're gonna roll initiative now. Throwing my dice all over. Oh, it's way over there. Damn it. Okay, well that's
Just
lost for.
Fair warning for you listeners out there. I don't drive in real life, so this is very exciting for me, and I might get some things wrong. So we'll see what happens.
I pumped the steering wheel. It's not how that works.
Isn't it though?
Doesn't everyone drive by like turning the wheel back and forth?
Right? Yeah, yeah. It's like this. It really is.
That's how it
Exactly
goes.
how we do it.
I thought you showed in the pictures.
I don't remember how to roll initiative because
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah, what are
I
we
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
So roll a single d10 and add however many dots you have in wits and dexterity together.
yeah.
And add it to your.
Oh
d10.
hell yeah! This is it.
Okay.
11.
You said wit and dexterity.
Uh huh.
Oh my gosh, I'm so fast.
nice.
Okay. What'd you get?
Total 17.
Nice.
Okay.
Dang, it's better than me. I got 14.
Okay.
10.
So did I.
Yeah, we got the
I
same.
have like
Very
a plus
witty,
8.
very
And
dexterous.
I know, we're the
10's the
same.
fastest
And I rolled a
I've gone
10.
so
Oh,
far.
I rolled.
Your dice are like, and
And-
slow.
Actually, it's okay. I tend to like having a low initiative because I can see what's happening before I make my action.
Yeah.
It is a nice like scope out the playing field situation. But yeah, 10.
Real
Yeah.
life Dion can't stand when people tell him that he's going to lose something. So hearing the boss be like, "Oh, you can try, but you're going to fail," pissed me off. So I'm gonna use that through Silver.
Nice.
Channel your anger.
Tell me I'm gonna lose.
Let your
Right.
hate flow.
Silver, what is it? So you go first, but what is it you do this round that keeps you from not being able to get in the car this round? So, and remember, you guys requested this. So.
No, I said until the last minute. I didn't make it
know.
at all.
No, you're going to make it
Oh,
to the
okay.
car, but it's going to be at the last minute, which means at the end of this round.
Oh, okay, fine.
So, but you rolled a 17, so you get to go first. What is it you do that keeps you from getting to the car quite as quickly?
Where are the cars relative to us at this point?
They are the two that the two that aren't on flat tires. They are just about to pull into the parking lot, and keep in mind the parking lot it's not like a fancy parking lot. It's basically a dirt field, right? With some chain link fence, or not chain link fence, but like just like wire fencing around most of the edges of it. So they're coming towards the entrance, and there is, so you're gonna either have to go out that way, or you could bust through the fence and take off across the ground. So it's we're gonna leave that up to Evelyn, so you can consider what you want to do. Are you gonna try and blow right past them, or are you gonna go off road and try to go around them? So think about that. Well,
So my assumption, they're
Yeah.
coming into the parking lot. They're moving at a much slower speed because they're preparing to stop, but they're still in the car.
they are still in the car. They don't seem to be slowing down much. These two. The one behind them, it's like showering sparks.
No, I mean
from-
like slowing
yeah.
down to stop, right? To
Oh, they're not quite to the entrance yet.
gotcha.
So yeah. So if you guys hurry, depending on Evelyn's decisions, you might be able to get out of the parking lot before they get in. But
Okay.
They're going to be right there. So,
Okay, I was trying to see if they were close enough to shoot at. That's all I was trying to get.
Oh,
Like if they're
close
moving
enough
at a
to shoot
speed where I could reasonably time it and aim.
Not really.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
No,
like it.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Not close enough to shoot at.
Okay. So I've already kicked up the storm. The wind's blowing.
Mhm.
They're running through. One freaking off. So these are the two that are completely untouched.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can give you something to do that will delay you if you'd like.
No. I
Okay.
think I
All right.
just,
Okay.
because I'm actually a little bit. So I really wanted to be the slow them
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
and I would try. I'm happy you made me go first.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that was a little bit effective, and then he did what he did. I was like,
Yeah.
bastard.
I can beat that.
I could have done that.
Yeah.
So then now I'm going to use his idea.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to entropy the tires for the one that's closest to us, I'm going to try and I guess just weaken it to the point that it will just fall out. Like I want to just start to erode some of the rubber away from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So like just, I guess I don't want to say
Yeah.
remove because it's not really remove. Stretch.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, stretch and so that it loses its strength and it can't hold up to the
Yeah.
pressures.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So Pooja, remember later that instead of taking my thing that I was going to give him to do, that Dion chose glory for silver. So remember that later.
Oh,
I'll tell you
no.
why. No, that's
I
fine.
thought it was going to be something bad. I don't trust you anymore.
See, that's
That was your first mistake.
That
I don't
was-
trust him at all.
yeah. So see, that's the thing. Sometimes when you trust me, you get good stuff. But yeah. So but we'll get to that. So all right. So that's gonna be matter.
Okay.
Matter 2.
Yep.
And yeah. So it's coincidental because it's not going to be any kind of effect that somebody would be able to like say to connect it to anything you're doing,
Right.
unless you're sitting there going, waving a magic wand or something. So but yeah, so are you going to do your craft in some way or to make this happen, or are you just going to like
No.
go for it?
Harmonica in the pocket.
Okay.
That's what
All
it's
right.
there for.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. So then give me an art plus expression roll.
Art plus expression. Ooh, that's all the dice. 1, 2, 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So Arte plus 3 die. Difficulty 5.
Yeah.
Wait, you have 4 dots in expression?
Yeah.
Something. Well, then that 10 counts as 2. So that'd be 5.
5.
Huh? Yes.
Sorry, I didn't.
I have 4 in expression, so that it was a 10.
Oh, okay.
So I'll get one more.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Arte plus 5 now.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot of dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, 3.
3. Okay. All right. So yeah. So it is successful. What does it look like as that tire pops?
I blow like a C minor and I just hold it.
Mm-hmm.
And the longer I hold it, it's not visible to anybody, but the rubber just kind of stretches out
Yeah.
to the point that it just gives away and then the tire pops.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And that car is careening and was just getting ready to turn, and so it just it pops and it does a whole like 180, and it's gonna have to take a little bit to recover from that. So, all right.
Amusingly
So-
enough, an experience
yes.
I've had in real life, and
Oh, no.
it's terrifying. Just so you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. All right. The agents are next. So all right. So
And then I run to the car.
yeah.
I just
Yes.
Throw the
But
door
your
open.
magic affected your shoe rubber a little bit.
Yeah.
And running in slow motion.
Yeah. But it was a success. So your shoe rubber actually just like increases and it bounces.
I'm running like
Yeah,
Robin
you're-
Williams and Flubber.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Sorry, we're way off tone.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be scary and dangerous. They're
No.
faceless agents.
It would have
after
been
you.
shoe leather at this
Right.
point. It was entirely a joke.
That's true. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Okay, so so the two cars that have had blowouts and careened, they take this turn to just get themselves reorganized. And get themselves sort of turned around, and let's see.
We can do some vulgar magic on those tires.
Could have.
Yeah. Okay, that's one. Ooh, okay.
I don't know if his ooze and intakes of breath are good or bad because it could go either way.
Yeah, you never
the delight
know.
is the same.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. It's true. Yeah, I get really excited about surprising rolls either way. So, all right. So the first car, the one that that Alexander first popped the tire, you see them spin around and they pull back onto the highway and then they rev up and they seem to be going just fine. The one that Silver popped the tire, you see them. They've definitely slowed down, and but they are starting to make that turn to get back around and onto the road, and but they seem to be driving okay now as well. The one that was showering sparks and going on, continuing to drive at a high speed on a busted tire. Oddly enough, you see all of a sudden there is a loud boom and that car explodes. And as the engine catches on fire and it flips end over end off onto the side of the road. You hear screams from the platform and people are rushing over to that side of the platform to look out at what's going on. Yeah.
This is the one that he didn't hit directly. This was the one that was initially in the back of the pack, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And they got a flat tire and kept on going. Somebody tried to fix it and botched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds like a paradox.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. That was my intake of breath.
Yeah.
Is, oh, that's a botch on a vulgar magic roll. Yikes. Okay. So 1 down, 3 to go. But 2 of them are behind enough. So you have the one which is Evelyn, if
Yes.
you rev up and take off at top speed as soon as Silver gets his butt in the car, you might be able to beat them out of the parking lot before they can turn into it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea
yeah.
because the fewer witnesses and cops that are already there see this, the better.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm going to, yes, makes my choice.
Okay. So it's time for a driving roll. Silver is running towards the car. What do you do?
Y'all get in the car. As I pull up with like the flinging the door open for him to just dive into it.
And it's a bench seat, so I can.
You can
Full
dive into the
dive.
car.
Dive
Yep,
on.
yeah.
And I just angle it perfectly for him to slide in and then
Yeah.
For anybody
Oh,
upset at home, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Worth it. Absolutely worth it. It's beautiful. Yeah. So high dramatic tension moment as Silver dives into the car. You take off so fast that the door slams behind him without him having to touch it. So roll dexterity
Yay.
plus drive.
Woo.
The moment we've been waiting for.
All right. Oh, one
1945. I'm assuming this is a stick shift too. Manual
Yeah.
transmission. Like
Uh-huh.
this is it.
Yeah.
sec.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay. One success at least.
Okay. All right.
That was close. I didn't have time to do magic to like enhance driving skills.
Okay. You got one success?
Yes.
Okay. So you zoom towards the entrance. Like you take off so fast, and this car purrs. It is a beautiful, sexy, sleek tiger.
Thanks,
Panther.
Nona.
It's black. Sexy, sleek panther purring up a storm as it bolts down through the parking lot, and you unfortunately don't get to the entrance to get out before that other sedan pulls in. But that's going to work to your advantage because as they're pulling in, you blow right past them and get out onto the highway, barely managing to hold on to the control of the car as you steer it onto the highway at an incredibly high speed. And you were all taking off down the highway. The car that just zoomed past you, and as you looked, like you can't really see through the dark windows, but you could just kind of make out that there were 4 figures in the car, all wearing fedoras, and you zoom past them out onto the highway. You hear their tires kick up gravel as they spin around to come back after you, and you are now in a car chase. So
happy.
you can see in the rearview mirror the plume of like dark black smoke from the one that went up in flames. The entire car is in flames. It is not a good thing for anybody that was involved in that car. The other 2 cars are starting to pick up speed behind you, but they're a ways off enough that you've got a little bit of a lead. So, right? Yeah.
Does it take a turn to stop doing magic in this game?
No.
Okay.
No, you kind of just stop it when you stop it.
Like I know it was only minimally effective to begin with, but I would like for Evelyn to not have to drive in a dust storm.
Oh, yeah.
So I just
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can kind of just like
stop the wind, give
that,
clear roads. Yeah.
Mhm,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, there are ways like if you want to make it follow along behind you, like, doing something new with it, controlling it after you've created it, you'd have to kind of do some magic to continue to control it. But to just, let it blow out, like, you will soon be out of the dust storm anyway. And so it'll kind of naturally die down because there was no weather pattern starting it. But yeah, it just kind of, it's more like summoning it, and then it does what it would naturally do unless you actively control it.
There we go.
Yeah. So it doesn't just go away when you stop thinking about it, but it's not something you have to continue to keep up. Yeah. So all right, Alexander, what are you doing?
So we're on the road, and there are 2 cars that are kind of following behind us, and we've got one in front of us that's on fire.
No, the one that's on fire is in the rearview mirror. It's
oh, okay.
Yeah. So trying to I don't know. So like, boy, I don't have like visuals, but think of it here. I can draw on the back of something. So
Okay.
Try.
so like,
If you want, you can also use this.
what's that? Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I have my iPad too. So, okay. So, whoops. Sorry. Okay. I don't know if anybody can see this.
We can
Oh,
see it.
it's got a
It
little
doesn't matter.
delay. Okay, so like here's the railroad station or the railroad tracks, right? And here's the little station. And then this big open field, which is the parking lot. So they were coming up this way, and there. So the one car is on fire about here. The other one pulled into the the one that's right up against you, like pulled into the parking lot here. The other two are kind of on the other side of the one on fire, about to pass it, but they're having to slow down to drive on the side of the road to get around the exploded car. You guys made a left turn coming out of Albuquerque and peeled out onto the highway going this way, going east. So, so they're to the west or behind of you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay.
Um,
Okay. So what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy.
I am a bad boy. You know what I'm going to do is there's still a bunch of witnesses here. So
Yeah.
I'm going to lean out the back and I'm going to try and shoot out a tire.
Oh, okay.
Or I'm going to shoot at the car that's following us.
Yeah.
And if I'm really lucky, I'll hit a tire. If not, I'll hit a windshield. But,
Yeah.
I just want to make a hit. That's more important to me than where I hit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're just kind of establishing, hey, there's gunfire. Things can happen. Yeah.
Right.
That
Right.
probably explains
And also while
it.
there's other people around,
Yeah.
before we start getting into weird shit.
Mhm, yeah,
So,
and as you look back to to AIM, you also you see that a lot of the police officers are heading towards they're like running across the parking lot towards where the exploded car
Right.
is. So yeah. So all right. So so give me a dexterity plus firearms roll.
okay,
So
let's do that.
let's see how well you do.
Come on, we're gonna get a good combination. 4, 5, 6 minus 1, 5.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. What would
I'm good at this.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah. What would be the best outcome you're hoping for with this shot?
Well, so I don't want to rob the narrative of having a car chase. So I think that
There's
what's
still two other cars if you do disable.
I
this.
know.
So,
I know.
but yeah.
but I just don't want to
Yeah.
rob the thunder of just being like, oh, I hit that part in the engine and it
Yeah.
goes boom.
Right. Yes. No.
But you could do a
But-
headshot through the windshield.
Yeah, headshot the
Yeah.
driver through the
A
windshield.
headshot. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Throw that guy out and get a new driver.
And it like continues your streak of
headshots.
improbable
Yeah.
headshots.
Right. Yeah.
It's your brand.
Yeah, and maybe the foot goes down on the gas like we've all
Right.
seen, and the car just drives straight while we turn.
Right. Yeah.
What turn? We're on a highway.
Well,
It's a problem.
I'm sure that there's some drift on this car.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
the
that's
double
the-
headshot. He said they were 4 deep. Went
Yeah.
through the front to the back.
That'd
Not-
be cool.
Not quite that amazing, but this went really well for you. Your headshot was on the driver, so there's a clean bullet hole right through the center the driver's side of the windshield, and it cracks and you you got it. You did the headshot. The car does swerve for a little bit, it's not stopping yet, but it does seem to have. It did lose a little speed, and it's starting to swerve. So,
Okay.
and on their turn, I'll tell you what happened next. Okay, Banu, what are you doing?
So most people are, and there are 2 cars still behind us,
Mm.
and it would really be a shame if if there was like suddenly a pothole in front of one of their cars
Oh,
That would suck. Yeah. Yeah.
going at speed.
Yeah.
So I'm sure at some point in time, this road was in disrepair.
Yes. Yeah. And at some point, I'm sure it was. This sounds so. Um, I do feel like this is vulgar, but without witnesses. I don't think anybody from the station, the sleepers, would actually be able to see over here with enough detail to know, like, oh, that pothole just appeared. Nobody's gonna doubt that. But the people driving the car, they are, it is going to be clearly vulgar to them because it will very quickly change the state. So, but this is. You have points in matter.
I do. I have a pointed matter.
Nice. Okay. So this is primarily going to be time. This would be time 3, right? I always get time is one of those that I always get confused about. Like, what are the limits? Past or future. Oh yeah, time contraction or dilation. So this would be time 3, and because it's vulgar without witnesses, it's +4. So difficulty 7. This is so awesome. So you absolutely need to do this. So, but difficulty 7, you can spend quintessence or willpower.
I am gonna
or both.
spend a couple of willpower on this one. Let's do 2, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to spend 1 willpower,
Yes.
but you can spend
it's 1 willpower and multiple
multiple quintessence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then 1 willpower. Because
You can spend quintessence up to your Arate rating.
Okay, great.
Per turn. Yeah.
So make that 1 and 1.
Okay. So that will lower the difficulty to 6 and give you an automatic success.
Okay. Yeah. And then I am going to yeah. I'm gonna reach into my pocket. And there is a partially braided set of wire.
Yeah.
And instead of creating, I am going to start quickly unraveling it.
Okay.
And basically, it's making a mess.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a mess.
Okay. I'll let you roll using your, I'm going to say, because time, I feel like it's wits.
Okay.
Wits and craft.
Okay.
Craft is what you took for your metal work here, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So roll wits and craft, difficulty 7.
And that's 2 successes.
Okay. So your Arte plus 2 dice, and you lowered the difficulty to 6, and you got an automatic success.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes total.
That's nice. That's yeah. So, which car were you aiming for?
I was aiming for between us and the car behind us.
Oh, okay. So the one directly behind you. Okay. The one that Alexander just shot through.
No. Okay. The next unaffected car.
The next unaffected one. Okay. So yeah. So they're just now passing they're getting back up to speed and passing the flaming car. So we see them get around the flaming car and they're back on the asphalt and they rev up and they build up to very quick speeds. Like it's not like a super hyped car, but it pretty quickly gets up to pretty high speeds. And right as it hits about 60, this giant pothole opens up and the car just slams into it and flips over. And it actually flips over twice. So it does land on its wheels, but it is busted to shit. And there's just this big plume of dust, and and the engine is like smoking, like they clearly busted the radiator out, and and it is dented all to hell, and so we'll see if they can get themselves back together. So, all right, yeah. Top of the round, Silver. What do you do?
I could
Right.
like these car chases.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Part of me really wants to try to take out another car,
Okay.
but then part of me also just wants to make this easier for Evelyn.
Uh-huh.
And I thought of a way, but I feel like it's cheating because the thing wasn't invented yet, so I don't know if Silver would have had this idea.
Uh-huh.
but I kind of want to do it. So
Okay.
could I do like a
What do you
like
think?
just I want to create an opening facing forward on the hood
Oh.
for air intake,
Oh.
just to turbo this engine. Like I want.
Yeah.
I feel like Silver, having spent time with a little bit of the underbelly of Chicago, would know something about cars and
Yeah. Yeah.
getaway cars, and
Yeah.
maybe he came up with this thing and this idea of like, hey, here's how we can make these things faster.
Right. Yeah.
So I
Okay.
want to create an air intake hood for her to just let her
Yeah.
really rip this road
Yeah.
up and get out of
Okay.
here. Yeah.
I want you to roll intelligence plus
Oh, shit.
technology.
Oh shit.
You create a hole in the windshield. I'm going to be very upset.
Oh yeah. Ooh. You sure those are the two
I'm
you want?
leaving
Yeah, yeah. You can spend willpower. if you
I
want.
already rolled it. 0 successes.
0 success. Okay, so it's just going to be straight Arate roll. So
Okay.
if you got some successes, I was going to let you add them to your dice pool. But
Those are two of my worst stat
Yeah.
blocks.
oh, and by the way, for the vulgar magic, Banu, take a point of paradox.
And I'm looking it up. I
yeah.
think my familiar soaks.
Oh,
that.
yes. Yeah, there is something about that. So yeah, if you want to find
Hey.
that and
Right.
yeah, and you can do that.
Look at that.
So-
2 successes.
Okay, all right. Now this was vulgar matter
taking a
matter 2, so
familiar
so it would be a
for that too, but-
difficulty 6.
Never mind 3.
3 success. Okay, all right. All right.
Vulgar, so I'll take another.
Yeah, take a point of paradox. Yeah, yeah, because you can't hide the fact that the car just
Part of the hood just
yeah.
rose up and yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
So-
nobody sees it at the
Yeah.
speed.
Well, I
but-
see it.
Yeah, but
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
we see it.
Okay, so so what that's going to do is that's going to I'm gonna say that lowers the difficulty of any speed-based drive rolls by 1. So yeah. And yeah, so that gives you some soup up, and you can feel the speed pick up. So and I'm not really going to deal with. There is rules for like what's the speed of the vehicle and all of that. I'm not going to deal with that because it's gets super crunchy. You know, but if that does come up, we will give a +1 speed to whatever this car would normally have.
And I do
So,
this so like having just jumped in and
Yeah.
getting flung around because I haven't even really ordered myself.
Yeah.
I just like get my bearings, hold on
Yeah.
to the bench, and then just whistle. Like just full on whistle as loud as I can to make
nice.
that hood sort of vibrate. And
Yeah.
just go, get
Yeah.
the hell out of here.
And you hear the whistle of the wind rushing through and like the vent, the vent is on and like you feel the extra air. It's like a nice cool breeze coming in. And you, Evelyn, you feel the car pick up speed as you as you floor it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have your moment.
Okay.
Welcome to the Car Chase Raiders.
Right. Hey, more
Yeah,
raiders.
thank you for coming.
Awesome. Thanks, Transplaner RPG. Okay, so we're in the middle of a car chase, and the one car that was directly behind you, there is now a bullet hole right where a driver's vision would normally be, you see the driver's side door open up. And a body yeets out onto the asphalt. So Silver and Evelyn can't see this because you're in front, but Alexander and probably Banu, as you're watching, as the body starts to roll, you see it just disintegrate, and then it's just dust in the wind, literally.
Wow.
And then you see a fist come. The door gets closed again. You see a fist bust out the whole windshield, and there's another driver that starts picking speed back up, and they're continuing their pursuit. The car that Banu just flipped. They're gonna try something. Would be okay. It's not a botch. It's just a failure.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of settled in there, and the radiator is still smoking, and you see you see four of these same agents. They like if you didn't not being able to see them up close and really clearly, they look just like the other four agents that you faced on the train. But you see these four men in black fedoras and black suits, and they get out of the car and they start running towards the parking lot of the train station. So and then car number 3 is gone. This car is no more. And then okay. How many successes did you get on your drive roll?
1.
1. Okay. Hmm.
And if anyone's wondering, your familiar can soak paradox at a maximum amount of 5 times however many dots you put in the background. So in my case, it's 10, and they nullify it at a rate of 1 per week. If you let your familiar soak over their maximum, is bad times.
Okay.
Also, they hate doing it.
They get a paradox tummy ache.
I mean, I'm sure it tastes terrible.
And okay. And then this
Paradox Bismol is what you take to make you feel better.
Parabismal.
Bismol. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
I feel like Adam's doing a lot of math, and now I'm worried.
Me too.
I kind of it's actually not really math. I'm
Heartburn,
just
stomach
making a
ache,
little chart.
indigestion.
So
That stomach diarrhea.
4. Okay. Yeah, that's 4. Okay. So all right. That's the agents. Evelyn, what are you doing?
Okay. Since these guys are playing offense, I'm gonna play defense. So there's I want to do some magic on myself. I'm going to kind of gaze up into the rearview mirror, kind of like peripheral vision, so I can see myself.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of want to like enhance my vision or like reflexes. Like I just had a whole bunch of coffee, so that way I can just make sure that I can react as fast as I need to
Okay.
anything that's coming towards me. So I want to do like a brain enhancement,
Yeah.
vision enhancement. It would be life magic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so either your, so a couple of ways you could do this.
Mhm.
One, you could just pump up your dexterity,
Mhm.
which would give you more on your drive rolls.
Yeah.
And you could also pump up your wits, which would give you an advantage if you need to do some sort of reaction.
Uh-huh.
I would almost say pumping up your dexterity would be
Yeah, I
yeah,
think that's probably the
so,
best. All right,
yeah.
so I'm gonna go for a dexterity pump.
because most of your rolls for a while are going to be drive rolls.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Unless you want to try and do something to to outmaneuver them or lose them. But you're on a highway.
Yeah, so there's really nowhere to go. So
Right.
Like
Yeah.
we're on a highway in
A
the
2-lane
desert.
highway
and
in
I don't
in
like-
Albuquerque.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, well, there's
Yeah.
a city around.
Yeah,
We're
you-
in Albuquerque. It's
Yeah,
not
you
like
do.
it's
You
nothing.
do see that, like, you can see on the distance that you're starting to see some of the, you're starting to see some buildings up ahead.
Mhm.
You are getting towards the city. So,
Okay.
and it's, yeah. So you're not like downtown,
Yeah.
but
But
yeah,
mostly,
yeah.
my goal is to keep control of the car.
Yeah.
No matter what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I will.
Okay. So,
continue.
all right. So yeah.
Okay. So what do you want me to roll?
Oh, so
for something?
yeah. So this is just going to be your what you usually do for pumping up your physical
Okay.
characteristics. Did you do was it a medicine roll or something?
No, I
or
think it was life.
It was
Life
just-
magic. Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't do
Oh.
a skill or anything
I
to
don't think so.
reflect it, right? Okay.
I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
it was pure magic.
Okay. All right. So so that'd just be a straight up Arte roll. It's life 2. It's
Mhm.
coincidental. So so difficulty is 5.
Okay, that sounds very good. Okay, come on. Okay, nice. That is 2 successes.
2 successes.
Mhm.
Okay, so so you get to treat your dexterity as 2 higher
Okay.
for the rest of this this combat or scene.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So she
Yeah.
gazes into the mirror and she kind of hears, she does that like heartbeat pulse thing that she does, and her eyes just kind of like dilate a bit. She's just like the caffeine, and like her grip kind of tightens on the
Yes.
wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
You sure caffeine's starting something cocaine?
Right.
Have you seen that one Jason Statham
know,
movie? It's
right.
kind of like that.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Crank
Did you
and
ever-
crank too?
Yes.
Did anybody ever watch that show Alphas? It was a short-lived sci-fi
Oh,
channel
yeah.
show.
I've heard of it.
It's really awesome. It's really a
That's
shame that
what's his name? Peter. No.
Um,
The guy who played the older brother of Tom Cruise in The Firm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, but there was a guy who it was like low power superheroes, and there was a guy basically he could just like flood his body with adrenaline, and they would do a similar like you'd hear his heartbeat speed up, his eyes would dilate, and like but that was his power, and like he could do amazing superhuman things. Like, but yeah, it's
That's kind of
reminding me of
Evelyn's
that.
vibe. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
does.
Just like whoop, and like oh yeah, she just did a lot of cocaine and drank a lot of coffee all at once. So
That
yeah,
was close.
almost gonna spit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So basically,
okay.
like I'm just gonna keep doing the drive
Yeah.
checks and
Okay.
be more reactive. than
Okay.
anything.
So now give me another drive check.
Alrighty. Is
And-
it just drive or drive and dex?
Oh, dex and drive. Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
take
So
drive,
so plus your extra
plus
2,
5. Okay. So
and plus an extra one for Dion's
oh, okay.
speed boost.
So 3 plus 5 for dex plus 1 from him. Okay.
So a lot of dice.
Roll it. Yeah, that's.
I
all
mean,
my
not
dice.
as many
Yeah.
as Wonder Woman Crush.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Right,
only
yeah.
because.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And difficulty 7.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess 5 because now I have 5 dexterity, so 5 successes.
nice.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. All right.
I told you Wonder Woman was based on me.
right?
I love that so much.
Yeah.
In canon now.
Yeah. Alexander, what are you doing?
Well, removing that windscreen just makes this an easier shot for me.
Okay. Gonna try and take out another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever just took over,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna see how they like this.
It's gonna be
The thing is, slugs don't normally fly,
yeah.
but this one.
And this one, are you specifically aiming for the driver? Or are you just firing back and aiming for the best result or best possible result, or aiming for somebody specifically?
Probably just the best possible result. I
Okay.
got 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. All right. Oh, there's only 3 in there.
I shouldn't be so gleeful about that, probably.
know, right?
But
Yeah.
I can't help myself.
Also, another 999, so I'm gonna have to start playing
Yeah.
some wild talent.
I should have been making you draw cards for this instead of rolling dice.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to draw cards?
But no. I rolled dice for it last time, and it was the driver again. Is the one you got? So yeah. So once again, this car is building up speed, and they're back on the road and trying to catch up to you, and then all of a sudden, bam, and you see the driver's head pop back, and then the car just starts to slow. just a
And
little
maybe the
bit.
two in the back seat are less
Yeah.
likely to want to get
Right.
in the driver's side this time.
Harder for them to get in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, you do see one of them like basically diving over the the one in the back behind the driver just reaches forward and grabs the wheel, and the other one jumps over the seats into the front. So, but you did slow them down. So, yeah.
Wait till next turn.
Right? Yeah. And okay. So that's
When you create nitro.
yeah.
Oh no, I want to kill now.
Okay, so
If you want to switch, I've got
Yeah.
some plans for helping the car go faster.
Yeah,
Get out of the way.
that works.
Okay,
That works.
Banu, what are you
I
gonna
had
do?
a different idea, but
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you what to do.
So we've got 2 cars still following us,
Uh,
or
Yeah, so 2 cars still following you. Well, no, you have you have 2 cars still following you. One has just taken another hit to the driver and is slowed somewhat. So they're losing progress. Another one is coming up really fast behind that one. The one that you wrecked, those 4 guys are running towards the parking lot, and you can see them you can see just enough in the distance that they're like running towards cars and trying doors and stuff. So,
okay,
yeah.
well,
So yes.
that's a later Badu problem.
I will tell later, Banu, that you said that. So yeah. Okay.
So I am going to. Banu pulls out what looks like a tiny puzzle box
Uh-huh.
and starts doing kind of like it's probably like a 4x4, 5x5 kind
Mhm.
of box with a lot of like strange designs on it, like interlocking pieces,
Mhm.
and starts doing a complicated maneuver
Mhm.
to open it to get a I'm gonna say in this case a magical item that would be useful in this situation.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you want me to come up with that, or do you have an idea?
I think that in this Banu can't shoot, doesn't know how to use guns.
Yeah.
They are not a gun person.
Yeah.
But in this case, something that we are in Albuquerque. It is the middle of the day,
Mhm.
or like the middle of the morning, I guess, at this
Yeah.
point now. So that sun is really bright.
Yes, it is.
And so if I could get something that would capture that sunlight and reflect it back into the eyes of the driver on that car,
Um.
but to help with that aim.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you open the box, there is a little round mirror about the size of a silver dollar, with this beautiful gold and jewel frame on it, that's very similar to a lot of the jewelry that you make. But it's just this little disc, with a little tiny mirror in it. Yeah. And, you wanna do something with it?
Yeah, I want to stick it out the window, almost like I'm aiming a gun.
Yeah.
Like you would think.
Yeah.
It's like, except stick it out and like flip it one way, flip it the other. I was like, capture the sunlight and shoot it out of the mirror into the light of the driver's eyes.
Okay. So I'm going to say, roll dexterity or wits, whichever's higher,
Mm-hmm.
and plus, I'm gonna say, ooh, this is a tough one. Ooh, and I'm gonna say enigmas.
Okay.
Dexterity or wits, whichever's higher, and enigmas. You have that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I thought you had some. That seems fun. It's a puzzle, after all.
It is a puzzle box. And yeah, sure. This is a fun and exciting situation in which willpower is just leaking out of me like
Yeah.
nobody's business.
Yeah.
So I am going to use one.
Okay.
And say, could you please land on something at least? Okay, well, landed on something. It was something unhelpful, but that is still 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So yeah, so you flip it up at the sun, and then you flip it back, and Alexander, you're watching this as well, and you see it looks like a reflection on the eyes of the guy who's in the back seat of the car behind you. He's holding the wheel while the other guy's scrambling to get in the front, and then all of a sudden there is just this this little patch of light just spreads and turns into this glowing mass of just like it just melts through his skull.
Oh,
So,
oh.
Do we have a Raiders of the Lost Ark situation?
yeah,
here?
kind of. Yeah. Just,
that.
no, not melting like that. It's just like there's like light right here on his skull, and then all of a sudden, like you can just see the sky behind it, right through that little hole in his head. So, and surprise, surprise, the car starts to swerve again. And
3 headshots in a row.
And then they just careen off into the ditch, and that car just kind of like and it slams down into the ditch a little ways. So unfortunately, there was a bit of a gully there, and a bad time to be, getting a hole in your head and running off the side of the road.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, sometimes I guess you get something really useful.
Don't get cocky.
So I mean, every once in a while I just get a match, so
Yeah.
like a literal match.
Right. Yeah. That was just a really good roll. So yeah, we're gonna let it happen. Okay, Silver, what are you doing?
All right. So
Should have worn his cocoa butter.
as Banu was opening the puzzle box, I finally have been able to orient myself. So I would have looked at Alexander. Do me a favor real quick. Hand me my sax. So sax comes to the front, open up the case, put the neck piece on, put the mouthpiece on. So that I can. You know what's matter in a car, in a closed system?
What is
Power steering fluid.
What?
Yeah. So I want to play a quick little melody with the intention of hardening the power steering fluid, because that's not going to be a problem for them until it's a problem for them. They're going to be going very fast and then expect for the wheel to move.
Yeah.
And it won't.
It
just won't.
Yeah.
So
that would be a shame. So give me a arts plus or what is it? What have you been doing? Charisma plus art, right? Or Dex plus art. Can't remember. For your magic.
It was
your
charisma
magic
plus art.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, charisma plus art. That's right. Okay.
Well, can I do expression? That's actually what I do the magic with, is expression.
Okay. I had him flipped. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Charisma plus expression.
That's even more.
Okay.
Which is probably overkill, but no such thing.
You're in a car chase.
3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good Lord.
Nice.
Okay.
Woo.
You guys are just way too powerful. I'm just
Only in certain things.
in certain things, right? Yeah. No, but actually, what I love about this is you guys are doing that thing that I think Mage is so fun for. You're coming up with creative ways to address the problem, and I just fucking love that. So, all right. So.
And I'm sorry. Maybe you specify. Not the car where they've already obliterated people.
Right.
The car behind that.
Yeah, the car behind that. The one
guy in that one
the one
car
that
is
still
irrelevant.
has a chance.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So roll your arte plus an extra 6 dice.
So all of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is coincidental. Because
that's my hope. They won't even know it.
No, there's no way for anybody to know what the state of that that fluid is.
Yeah, to everybody else, I'm just playing a nice little melody.
Yeah.
It's the card chase theme song.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. 7 is the number.
Oh, no. Coincidental in this would be matter 2. So it's just difficulty 5.
Oh, even better. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 1 is 4.
Okay. All right.
4 successes.
Okay.
I wish that we'd stolen a cabbie, because that way this would be taxity sacks.
Get out. Get out.
Okay, everyone.
That's the title of our
I
episode.
bet Nick.
Session 5 will be.
Well, you know what though? We're in a Cadillac.
Oh,
Cadillac sacks.
Oh, no.
I hate that I participated.
Yeah. You all did this to me. No.
so
Courtney,
join us next week where
Courtney, let's
Courtney
find 3
and,
other players for you to join next week.
and
But I
Adam.
like these guys.
To be fair, I only bit at the trump after Pooja opened the door.
I know. You all look in Banu's mirror and suddenly your face melts. So you're speeding up. You're probably hitting like over 90 right now on this highway, and the one remaining car that's still functioning and has passengers and drivers in it is barreling after you, and they're starting to pick up speed and they're starting to close in on you, and then you get to a curve in the highway, and Evelyn just expertly like whoop, and
Hang on.
you all feel that centrifugal force, as you're all pushed up against the left side of the car, sliding across the bench seats into each other. My first car was a 63 Impala. It was bench seats in front and back. Yeah. If you turn right, it's just poof.
You still have it?
No, God, I wish. I wish I kept it. But yeah, it was awesome. We called it the Land Arc. Silver and Alexander start, sliding over onto the driver's side of the seats, and as you take this curve, and you see them like, slam on the gas, and they start to pick up speed, and they're coming after you, and you see the guy do this.
Yep.
And then the car just keeps going straight forward,
Yep.
flying off the highway out into the gully, and into a arroyo, and you just hear the massive crunch of metal as the car just crumples from the high speed impact, and you speed off towards the rising sun coming up over the nearby town of Albuquerque, and that is where we will leave off for the night.
Don't be a joy kill, James V. I love you, but don't be a joy kill.
We we're driving Cadillac. They might not
That's
be.
what I was about to point out. Was
They
the-
might not be driving Cadillacs.
so,
Yeah.
Adam,
Yes.
to fulfill tradition here,
Yes.
is the moment that we stop the moment that the car goes over the edge of the arroyo so that we have a cliffhanger?
Oh my God. All right. Good night, everybody.
I'm done.
See you
Bye.
next week.
This
Dang
was
old
the
Duke boys.
Okay. Second time. When I was doing my hurry up, get to the car moment. I was like, do I
Do I jump into the window?
across the
Yeah.
top?
Oh, yeah,
window?
across-
I
yeah.
almost thought I was like, no.
Yeah.
That's no.
Yeah, it's a good formula though. It was a hell of a lot of fun. So, okay, so yeah, these were very advanced cars, James.
Yeah, Gene.
Well,
we have
okay.
money.
So
It is the technocracy. They do have advanced
Exactly.
technology. Yeah.
I'm
No,
just kidding. I love everything you do.
Yeah.
I
I know.
love your fun
Yeah,
guys.
thank you, Pop-Up Video James V, who's also our chat mod. So that is the cliffhanger where we will pick up next time. So we will be back next week, January 20th. And then just to let everybody know, we will have a week off after that because I won't be in town. But yeah, so session 5 or episode 5 next week. Thank you to everybody in our audience. Thanks to the amazing people that came in and rated us. That was really awesome.
Woo,
I
thank
hope
you.
Thank
any of you who
you.
stuck around, I hope you enjoyed it. And And if you enjoyed it, you can find us at happyjacks.org/Trinity's Wake, where you can catch up on all the episodes of this show, Trinity's Wake, our Mage 20th anniversary actual play. And you can also find all of our shows on the Happy Jacks Network at happyjacks.org. Thank you to our chat mod and pop-up video expert, James V, for keeping our chat room safe and having these amazing historical factoids during the game, which is super fun. Thank you to all of our amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you that we are able to play games we enjoy without worrying about publishing companies or system popularity. You can join their heroic ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon. We don't get paid to do Happy Jacks. The money goes into our fantastic studio and goes to improve the quality of our actual plays and podcasts. happyjacks.org/Patreon. I have been Adam, your storyteller, and in this game. And let's go around here and tell us who you are and let us know if there's anything we need to know about you to catch up.
Hi, I am Pooja. You can find me on the internet as Forgotten Saves. You want to follow me on Blue Sky. Mostly that's ranting and raving about books that I read, which it's a lot. It's a lot. Just know. And if you follow me on other socials, you're mostly going to get pictures of my cats.
Yeah.
Also a lot.
Yeah.
If you want to hear me play more TTRPGs, you can find me in the Happy Jacks back catalog or the 12-Sided Stories back catalog, or currently about to come back from mid-season hiatus on Queen's Court Games, the Southeast Asian setting mech space opera that is Mekong Symphony for the Devil. Really fantastic show with a lot of great people in it. And me.
Including
You're not
you.
great. You're amazing. So
yeah, you can catch us either on Mondays on the Queen's Court Games Twitch channel, or later in the week they upload that to YouTube. So now is a good time to catch up on the first 6 episodes. We got 4 doozies coming up next.
Ooh.
awesome. Nick?
Hey everyone, I'm Nick. You can find me on the socials at Sungrowler. You can get me there on the increasingly unusable site Twitter. You can also go ahead and find me on Blue Sky, but I'm still figuring that out, so I don't think I've actually done anything on there yet. You can also follow me there on Instagram, but don't, because I don't ever post anything there unless it gets cross-posted from Facebook. And you can't find me on Facebook because I've cleverly hidden my name. Please don't look at the name underneath my name.
Hey, I'm Courtney. Where to find me? That was right. You can find me on TikTok at Vampire Corgi, at least for now, where I play the hurdy-gurdy and talk about hurdy-gurdy stuff. I'm really putting in an effort to make more content for it because we just need it and it's fun. You can find me with Pooja and Nick playing on the Castaways show at
HappyJacks.org/castaways.
Thank you. My
Cast-offs,
brain is
cast-offs.
cast-offs.
Yeah.
Cast-offs. Who
Yeah.
knows? It was a fun seafaring adventure. I also did Blank Slate at Scabby Rooster. I think the first season is on YouTube somewhere, as along with an old RPG that you should totally watch if it's still out there. That was on Maze Arcana. I don't know if they're defunct anymore, but it was called Arcana High, and it was a high school game, and it was D&D high school. Run by Ryan Omega. It was super fun. I did more of a guest spot because I had a scheduling conflict with some show called Talks Machina, but no one's ever seen that. But I am in a couple episodes of that, and that was a really good time. I had a
Ryan Omega, so great.
Yes, he's the best.
Why have I never thought of D&D high school before?
I will tell you all
I'm
about it
obsessed.
when we're done. It was a
Okay.
really fun system.
Okay.
Yeah.
D&D high school.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you the opener for it too.
Yeah.
So we had a really cool opener anyway.
See. And
Hi, I have been Dion. I've been on my best behavior, kind of. And you can not really find me on there because I'm not most places, but
it's okay.
you can find me on Instagram at Delta Echo 7792. Although I don't know why you would. I partly ever posting this, mostly just family stuff. So if you want to see a really cute kid, I got you.
The kid is very cute.
The
I have seen
cutest.
it.
Yeah,
Well, except for, the kids that are related to me. And
Right,
and my bestie's kids. Don't
Yeah.
hurt me, Rachel.
yeah. You have to have caveats.
And
yeah. Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is Dion's first show with us on Happy Jack.
It is.
Yeah.
We love him. You're doing great.
Not this episode, but this is Dion's first campaign with us on Happy Jack. So
Oh, no,
there will
that
be
was an
a.
amazing one shot.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I've done a one shot and I've guessed.
Have you been on the
Sound
podcast?
Guest star.
So,
Guest
it sounded
starred.
so cocky. It couldn't come out. Like it. Yes, I was a guest.
I'll say it. I'll say it for you.
Some other Happy Jack
Was
shows.
a
This was my
guest
first time as
star.
it's a resident
Darn.
resident on the show.
Yes, yeah.
And I am thoroughly enjoying it when Adam doesn't kill characters I like.
Yes, I am Adam. I am the one who kills characters. Thank you. You can find me on socials at Hoobuk, Hoobuk. It's primarily Instagram, where I post pictures of my cats, who are also adorable, and also queer stuff, native issues, labor movement, politics, and art, and all that kind of stuff. So you can find me there. You can find me on a lot of the backlog of Happy Jack shows. Also, coming soon on Emporium for the Wayward Gamer, I will be featured in a Star Wars FFG campaign called Shadowport Adventures: Luck of the Draw, where I play a very anxious Togruta medic. Super fun. Emporium for the Wayward Gamer, friends of the network, and then also occasionally on the podcast, but I've been having a break from that for a while, just because I haven't had Sunday nights free, and then also most Wednesdays you can catch me over on Jason's Twitch channel. It's probably okay, and we've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 live stream, and we're goddamn delightful. So you should come hang out with us and share in the jokes.
And you can come
Yeah.
hang out while
Uh-huh.
they try to recreate the glitch that Nick has told us
Right?
about.
Yes. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And if you think Nick tells bad jokes, you should see Jason on stream. So, and if you think that's bad, you should see both of them together. It's disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, thank you,
that's
everybody.
not true. We're on goddamn delight.
That's true. Yeah, that's the real truth. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Join us next weekend. That's Saturday, January 20th, 6 p.m. Pacific, for session 5. Yeah. Or is,
Five.
yeah,
Five.
that'll be session 5.
Okay.
This was 4. And check out past episodes at happyjacks.org/trinitywake, and find all of our other APs in the Happy Jacks Advice Show at happyjacks.org. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.